and gentlemen, we are back! Folks, my name's Dave McRae, coming to you live from the VoiceMann Studios in Toronto, Canada. He's Tony Michael in Atlanta, Georgia. Actually, he's kind of looks like he's in the Bahamas right now. This is episode 89 of Two Dudes and Some Bullshit. Tonight, we're watching The Conjuring from 2013. It's 7:33 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Monday, November 2nd, 2020. We are live! Oh, yes, it's been a while, but Tony and I are back. We're trying to get things worked out and things going here. It's amazing to be back. It's great to see you guys. Our 89th episode. It was a heck of an October. November is going to be just as busy towards the end of November. Tony Michael, how are you doing, sir? Oh, Tony, I can't hear you.
Oh yeah, I kept it on mute because I forgot. You told me to mute it.
I did tell you to mute it, yes.
You did. All right, how's that? Am I good? How's the audio? Because we're going through an entirely new system right now. Does my audio sound very low, guys, or does it sound
Actually, our audio does sound kind of low. The audio sounds low, correct, folks? Why is the audio all of a sudden really low? That's so strange.
Oh, there you are. Never mind, we're good.
Yeah. Does the audio sound really low? Low. Yeah, that's what I thought. Why did it go low when we went live? I have no idea. Can you?
I don't know, but you're fine now. Like
I'm fine now.
All of a sudden, like it clicked and it went right back to normal.
It went right back to normal. Does it sound a little better than it? Better.
Huh?
Yeah, there's something weird going on. Let me bring us up a little more here.
Check.
Check. This might be a little better. Hang on, let me bring us up even more here. Yeah, we're working on a bunch of things right here, folks. There's just a bunch of things we're trying to get going here. That might be a bit better.
Yeah, even everyone's saying it sounds good now. Yeah, whatever it was, like initially, I think when the music was going, it sounded very low. When once you cut the music off, like, it just like kicked in and everything was fine.
Well, for whatever reason, do you remember when we were playing around with it before we went live, right? Yeah. And that's what we were doing the last half hours. We're trying to figure this. It's this whole thing. Don't fucking worry about it. But we're trying to figure this thing out. And the audio was fine and perfectly fine with the mixer into the system and everything, set the levels right. And as soon as we went, and it has nothing to do with the audio, because you'll always hear me, like, the way I do my shows and the way that I do this show off the top is I'll have the music a bit louder than me and you'll hear me kind of there going, hey, what's going on? And I'm supposed to sound kind of like I'm being drowned out slightly by the music, but not totally. But for whatever reason, when the music stopped, my fader is all the way up, but yet the levels were all the way down. And I'm like, well, that wasn't like that before we went live. So I'm like, I don't know what's going on. So I actually had to add, right now, I've added 10 dB to us just to bring us up.
10 decibels, baby.
Yeah, and I have no idea why. I don't know. It sounds perfect on your end. I'm sure it does. It better. It will get us through the show.
Like blindly because I can't see you, so I have my reaction to you is really going to be as good as I can get because it is on YouTube, but the delay is like so. I would say it's about a good 15-second delay on my end.
I got you.
So it's not to react to you organically. I'd have to sit here for 15 seconds and go. There, you know,
right. And I think our resolution is, I think it's 720p for some strange reason. I have no idea why.
Well, I'm actually okay. I'm okay because I'm at 1080. I was gonna say
I'm at 1080 here 4K, too, but I think we're going out at 720 for whatever reason. But it's not a big deal. I mean, that is the least of my worries. If this show happens to be 720p, whatever.
Which is weird because like my view. So like as I was saying, guys, like I can see myself basically, and I can't see Dave. Right. It's just his avatar, is his headshot. The projection on here looks crisp. It looks like it's 4K. It looks beautiful. So you're saying the output on YouTube, because I'm not watching that now, I just have the chat up and that's it. You're saying it's only 720.
I think so at the moment. Yes. And you know, it is what it is. The show is live. For whatever reason, my McRae live shows tend to be flawless. And then we have this. Maybe I'll move everything over to there for next week on. Anyway,
I wonder if
we're live.
If we still do this next week through Zoom, I'll drop my GH5 from 1080 down to 720. Maybe that might help like smooth the stream out.
Maybe that shouldn't be an issue though. I think it's just a settings thing that it's just, I don't know why it's doing this. I really don't. It's lame. It's lame, but we're here, Tony. We're here. That is the whole point. We're here. We're live
after like a month.
We made it after a month. Before we jump into The Conjuring, you've been really busy. What's been going on? Gotcha. Okay. Hey, you know, I hear you. I hear you guys have a little like election thing tomorrow or something like that. Or
yeah, we got Doomsday tomorrow, but I got you.
Okay, everything's good. Everything's good. Yeah, things are.
We're just setting up spotlights on the front of our house. All the neighbors are.
Yes. Yeah, I bet.
We're preparing for a war zone as the cops have been telling us.
Oh man.
So that's good times.
That's going to be intense.
I don't know, man. I don't know what to expect after tomorrow.
You see, Don Wilk 91 says, just glad you guys are back. And you know what? We're going to work through these kinks. Don't worry. We're going to work through these. We'll get it all sorted out. And I don't know why I had to up the, who knows? It's a technical thing where I know that some of you are like, geez, Dave, it seems like you've, but McRae Live seems to go okay. I don't know what's going on here, but we're here. That's the important thing. We're here. We're here. We're making it work. You can hear us. You can see us. It's amazing. Dude, I have been neck deep in pre-production on it's Me, Billy. It's been intense. But it's the good guy. Dude, we're 3 weeks away. We are 3 weeks away from shooting this movie. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's insane. It's insane. I'm excited about it, and it's all thanks to everybody out there, of course, that is making this a reality. It's Me, Billy, goes to camera November 23rd. Now, we travel to the location on November 22nd, so you'll probably get some funky pictures posted on social media on November the 22nd of us all, because, so far we've got 2 16-foot cube trucks that have been booked to obviously transport all of the camera gear and the equipment and the jibs and the everything. it's just insane.
The jibs and the booms.
And the jibs and the booms and the booms and the jibs and the booms and the jib. And yes, it's like Bill Cosby. Jibs and booms and the bits and bisms and the driss and bisms. You got the bis and bism. It's Bill Cosby. And then of course, like there's so many other things. It's insane, but wait till you see it. Like, that's what I have to say, is that once you start to see some behind the scenes photos and things like that, it'll be very apparent, what we've been doing over the last 2 months. So, it's been crazy, but we're almost there. We're almost there. Billy is nearly back. Really, really, really excited about that. And, I don't know. It's your Halloween was all right. It was our month, and then shit hit the fan, and we were just too busy. It was so insane.
Yeah,
oh man.
Well, I wait all year. One day out of the year do I anticipate most sharing a photograph on social media, and I can't, because I end up getting blacklisted and censored. Which is so ridiculous. So that's why I haven't been posting, guys, for like the last 5 or 6 days.
That's so strange.
It's not just me. It's so I shared it today. The guy who dresses up for Ghostface for me.
Yes.
He got on the blacklist as well too. We have no idea how their algorithm is doing this, but basically, for those who don't know, on Thursday, something happened between Thursday night and Friday morning. I wake up and I get all these like weird like alerts on my Instagram that my posts are swaying people's decision for the election, and I'm like, how?
Fascinating.
What post? Is it the girl's ass in the picture when I'm standing there dressed as Roy Burns? Is it Leatherface pulling the girl up the staircase? Is it Freddie choking the girl up against the wall? Is it Michael dragging the girl on the ground? Like, how are my photos and hashtags in affecting people's decisions? So I ended up getting blacklisted, which means I can post, but I can't use hashtags, and it's basically not even worth posting, because the whole point of Instagram, our lifeline, is hashtags. That's how we get our work out there.
Of course, yeah.
To the masses. And like I was sending off like all messages like, I think you guys made a mistake. Like I've never posted anything political on my account. Never pro Biden, never pro Trump, never. I've never talked about it. And to get that, and then finding out later on that it's happening to other people.
You're right, you haven't.
Bullshit. It's just total censorship bullshit. I was sending off like all messages. It's taking away part of our First Amendment because we should be able to do anything political. Even if I was, let's never play the devil's advocate. If I was a political page, I should be able to do that anyways. But the fact that I'm not, and you're blacklisting me, is like, whoa, what the fuck, dude? So that's why I haven't been. I couldn't post anything on Halloween. Everyone kept going like, dude, where's your Halloween picture? I'm like, I can't fucking post. I got blacklisted.
Right. Yeah, and I see people saying, don't talk politics, everybody in the chat. Yeah, let's keep, I mean, Tony and I are talking about it. Tony was talking about it here as it relates to his work. So I mean, it's
my Instagram account.
That's different. If we're talking about it as it relates to movies or something that's happening in entertainment or, you know, Tony's photography, you know, I mean, that's different. But in terms of who you're voting for and how I couldn't care less. And let's not turn the chat room into something like that. Let's not, oh, there's an echo, people are saying. There's an echo. Really? That's different. I think there was an echo when I had turned. Yeah, there's a, yes, I know what you're talking about. I know. Yes. The echo came and then went there. There's no echo now, right?
Probably not.
Yeah, no, it's there's a, yeah, I know what the issue is and it should be gone. It should be gone. It's because I had turned you up. No more. That's right. It's because I had turned you up somewhere else. And before I could do that and it wasn't an issue. So I have to just adjust this. Anyway, here we are. This is it. It's been a little bit of a rocky start, but we're here, episode 89. That sucks, by the way. That really does suck.
It does, but I will be back from what the notifications told me. Once the election's done, I can go back up and go back to normal posting again. So, I mean, it's a week. It just sucks because, like I said, the one day out of the year I look forward to posting the most is Halloween. And I couldn't do shit except share stuff on my Instagram stories, which was it was all right. But
so
whatever.
You know the picture of Roy and you know the girl with the ass.
It's swaying people's decisions.
It's swaying people's decisions.
It's influencing the election. Apparently,
who's the ass man? Is it Biden or Trump? I don't know.
Listen, I'm all about making ass great again.
It's okay. It's great. I'm telling you, it's what it is. Asses. Make ass great again.
Whatever. It's not the end of the world. I mean, once this is done, I'll be able to start posting again. And
but it's the principle of it. It's so ridiculous.
It is the principle of it.
So ridiculous.
You know, that they're hitting accounts that have nothing to do with politics, and we shouldn't be penalized for that shit. And that fucking sucks.
Totally agree. I totally agree. Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, Tony and I are watching The Conjuring from 2013. Yeah. And we want you guys to watch along with us. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to watch it. And hopefully you have it set up.
Number 10 and not number 10. This is number 9 on my top 10 horror films of all time.
Wow. Now feel free to ask us questions, obviously, throughout the stream. We'll be watching the movie. We'll be answering your questions. Just kind of keep it to that. Michael A. Myers says, Dave, no need to explain every single audio issue. Hey, dude, this is my fucking show. I'll explain whatever the fuck I want.
Dave, there's no need to explain Dave, I want you to act like how I want you to act.
Anyway, just busting your balls there, Michael Myers. Calm the fuck down. So anyway, so we're watching The Conjuring from 2013. And I saw this movie in the theater with my girlfriend. She treated me this particular night, and it was a lot of fun. We had a great time. And
I saw this twice on the same day.
Fascinating. Well, you know what? It is one of the better, more recent horror movies from the last, say, 20 years. And
I did a Scream with this. I literally saw it, walked out, bought tickets again, and came back and saw it again. And the only other time I ever did that was with the first Scream.
Wow. Fascinating. Yeah. Fascinating. All right. Let's do it. I am paused here on the, yes, I have it here. I am paused 3 seconds in actually where it says Warner Brothers Pictures, a Time Warner company. That's where I'm paused with the moody atmospheric clouds and darkness. If you're watching along with us, we'll give you a moment here to get set up. That's where we are. I am watching it off of YouTube. Tonya, you have it. You have it.
I have it
digitally. So
it's on iTunes for me.
Yeah, I have it.
But we're at the same spot.
Yes. Yeah, I have it. I have a physical copy, but I don't have a digital copy, so I had to rent it off of YouTube, which is what I'm doing. And that is what we are doing tonight, ladies and gentlemen. The Conjuring is here. 2 Dudes and Some Bullshit is back. A bit of a rocky start there at the beginning, but we're here. And that's the most important thing. So here we go in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Ooh,
you know, I've been to this house. I've taken pictures of it.
Yes, I know.
The real Perrin farmhouse, not the Conjuring house that they filmed in North Carolina. But this is not too far from where I grew up in Connecticut. Well, the Perrin farmhouse is in Rhode Island, but where I lived in Connecticut, the distance was only like 30 minutes.
Right.
Took several pictures of it. We knew about this story. I never got any weird vibes whenever I was there walking around on the property, but it doesn't look anything like the plantation. Well, not really plantation, but the Southern antebellum type home that they used in this film. It's more of a long one level ranch. If you've seen photos of it, it's long. I mean, like fucking long house.
This is here we are. Annabelle case, year 1968. Like I said, it's one of the better horror movies. Now, the subgenre would be paranormal / possession. You know, it's in that realm, obviously. It's not a slasher movie per se, but it certainly is in the horror genre, obviously. And it is one of the better horror movies of the last 20 years. You could have not made any more. I know, famous, I always say that, but I mean, imagine, but you could have, and it would have been one of those, you know, one of those, you know what I mean? I liked The Conjuring 2, didn't love it, but liked it. It was all right. Conjuring 3, we'll have to see. I think they should.
I'm looking forward to that. I've seen some snippets from that here recently. They released some of the, like a kind of not really a teaser trailer, but some of the behind the scenes shots. The Devil Made Me Do It. I've read this book that Ed Warren wrote on that story. So I'm looking forward to seeing what they do with that film.
I just hope that they, I kind of wish they would just call it The Conjuring 3 rather than just The Devil Made Me Do It. I don't know. Just me, but
of course, Annabelle.
Now Annabelle,
a real Raggedy Ann doll in real life.
It is,
for those who don't know.
And I am a firm believer that Annabelle, that this was her sole purpose, that this really should have been it. I know.
Oh man, I like Annabelle Creation and Annabelle Comes Home. I really like those two films a lot. They like Comes Home. It's like an adventure of babysitting for horror films, and Creation was really good. The first Annabelle film,
I guess for me, I just don't find Annabelle that interesting enough to warrant an entire franchise around her.
Well, I think what they were doing is that, like, if you look at it from like, maybe it was intentional or not, I don't know. But I think they were trying to do something very Marvel-like with this universe. You know what I mean? Like have like these branch off movies with Annabelle and the Nun, and then tie it all together with the Conjuring being like the Avengers. You know what I mean? Like and they did a good job of successfully doing it. It's just like, I think like with the Nun, where I think they fell short with that in the story, I would have preferred, instead of what the one they gave us was the Frenchie story, the dude who gets possessed. I would have preferred that be the Nun movie that we got versus to the whole backstory Nun that we got with Vera's younger sister there. What's her name? The actress? Vera's,
I can't remember.
Younger sister. Chat room will let me know. I just didn't. I wasn't a fan of the whole Romania Abbey, which is where it takes place at. I would have preferred to see when the dude gets possessed, because you see it in this film when the Warrens are talking at the university, and you see the exorcism that Ed and Lorraine, the character, the actors are doing on the video screen. That's the story I would have loved to have seen for the Nun, that I was hoping they were going to do, but they didn't. With the Annabelle films, honestly, they could have just done the Annabelle Comes Home film And that would have been more than enough.
Well,
I
that's
like
my
Annabelle
point.
creation because I like what
Sandberg,
what David did there with that. I thought he did a really good job coming off of a not so great first film with Annabelle. But if you knocked out those two and you just did Annabelle Come Home, it's all right. It's fun. Like I said, it's an adventure and babysitting type horror film.
I think I have this. I don't know. I understand what you're saying totally. The Nun, I just don't. I think there are some characters that are, or when I say they're auxiliary players, and they're there largely to complement the overall. You know, they're complementary pieces. They're not necessarily interesting enough to warrant an entire series, an entire franchise around them. I felt The Nun, and especially The Nun too, because The Nun was supposed to be something that Vera saw. Right? Like, yes. I mean, so
that's what I'm saying. It made no sense.
It made no
sense. Tie Vera, or the Warrens, I should say.
It was a warning for her.
Story.
Yeah, it was a warning for her. It made no sense that now it's, you know, but no, it's creepy and people thought it was creepy, so let's make a fucking thing out of it. It's like, stop doing that. I mean, you could make a fucking franchise out of fucking Patrick Wilson's tie right here. Let's do it. His tie is evil, okay? And let's make a thing with his tie. I mean, it's not that Annabelle isn't a creepy looking doll. She is a creepy looking doll. But I didn't walk away for me. I'm just talking about me. I didn't walk away from The Conjuring going, damn, I want to see a fucking thing with that doll. No, it was the first 10 minutes of the movie. She served her purpose. I thought it was fine. Creepy, sure, but that was it. And that's how I felt about The Nun too. But I will say, I love right now where we are with the text going up the screen. I love the music, that real ethereal sort of, and the Conjuring coming up. It just sounds so great. It's so awesome. Yeah. I love it. I absolutely love it. It's great. Todd Fair has gone hard into the paint here and has just sent in a $20 super chat. Todd, thank you so much, buddy. Really, really appreciate that, supporting the channel on that level. And then he comes in with a $100 super chat and just says, hi, Todd, great supporter of the channel.
Todd, your photo is still in the works, man. I'm in the queue. Unfortunately, this... I can't wait till shit gets back to normal and we're not on like 9-week delays.
And Todd, of course, I believe will also be a guest here on Two Dudes in the future because he picked the Two Dudes perk. For those of you again that are we haven't forgotten about you, all of you that will appear on McRae Live and Two Dudes, and we haven't forgotten about you. We're very deep into pre-production at the moment, and but it is coming. You are going to appear on the shows, 100% coming, and I'll be excited to get you on and to get others on as well. So
I do like this antebellum home that they chose. I just wish they would have stayed a little bit more authentic to what the real Perrin farmhouse looks like. But I love this house.
It's beautiful. The set decoration is fantastic. The set design is terrific.
Well, this house is actually in North Carolina. It's about 5 hours from me. Dog is like, fuck no, I ain't going in that house.
That's a very well trained dog. Is it lived in?
Yeah, it's occupied.
I wonder if they get, they probably get a lot of visitors.
They get bombarded with people.
Oh, man. You know what, though? I got to say that the people, I don't know if they still do this, because I don't know if they've moved or if it's still the same people, but for the longest time, the people that lived in the actual Strode house did it right. Now, it all depends on the kind of person you are and your property and how your property's laid out and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, you mean the Strode house in Pasadena?
In Pasadena, right. Okay. Where
like the Strode house, like, huh?
No. The right where they left yearly. Well, certainly throughout the year, they would leave fake pumpkins on the porch with a sign with a picture saying, yes, this is the house from John Carpenter's Halloween. Feel free to take a pumpkin and go sit on, the stoop and get your picture taken. Yeah, and all that because I think they sort of figured, you know what, people are going to come by. It is what it is. And if we give them that much, then they're going to leave us alone and they're going to respect us. And, at least that's the idea, right? And because really at the end of the day, that's all they want to do. People just want to sit on the stoop and get their picture taken. So I think instead of fighting it, they played into it. Now, whether they still do it or if they may have moved and maybe the new owners don't do that anymore, I'm not sure. But if you can do something like it, again, it all depends on your property, the layout, how close people have to get to your home, or it all depends. And it's not the same across the board, but I definitely think that was a cool thing that they did. Definitely cool. Of course, we're here. We are, where are we? We are
hiding clap.
Yes, we're 9 minutes and 17 seconds into the movie, and we're just establishing the sense of normalcy and the kids and they're playing and the relationship between the kids, and they're playing in this spooky house. And this movie, Tony, I know you'll agree, has a great slow burn.
It's like I said, everything about this. I remember when I heard the movie was being made, and I was just like, really? They're doing it? Because again, I know the house. I've been there, and it's like, they're making a whole feature film on this thing. Like, I had like low expectations. Yeah. And from the moment it started till the end, I was like, wow, this is a well-made horror movie. And like I said, as soon as it ended, I went back, got 2 more tickets, and me and the girl that I was dating at the time went back and saw it again.
Amazing. Do you remember her name?
And it's well cast. The kids, the parents,
it's fantastic.
And even, Patrick and Vera, who play Evan Wayne Warren.
And you know how
everybody is just well cast for the right parts in this film.
Yep.
And not only that, but like there's moments here that, like, for example, what was happening a moment ago, and I was going to comment, but I didn't want to cut you off.
That's okay.
Is when the little girl was sitting at the tree with the, which by the way, I actually have that being made right now. The little,
I love it.
What is that? It's like not a Jack in a Box.
No, I know what you mean.
I know toy. It's a toy thing that opens up and it spins. I'm having someone who said that they can make it for me. We'll find out.
Oh, it's great.
I just commissioned them to do that because I'm planning a Conjuring photo shoot here soon.
Right.
And I wanted that piece. So, but it's that subtlety of her doing this when she looked up at the tree and you don't see anything there.
Yes.
It's that starts to happen throughout this film.
They do that a lot here.
You don't see the witch until I want to say about maybe midway or more, when you actually finally start.
She's over the bed, I think.
Bathsheba, when she's up there on top of the fucking old chest or vanity, whatever the fuck that thing is.
Yep. No, you're right. And it's got a look. Does it get sensational towards the end? Yes. However, filmmakers take note. The best horror movies, if you're going to have sensationalism in them, keep it towards the end, and because then it's earned, and when we as an audience finally get to that moment, it doesn't feel overly I mean, listen, it still could, but there's this, because you've built up to it and you've drawn it out and you've created a sense of maturity to your film. Even though The Conjuring is a Hollywood studio released, polished, movie, there's a maturity around it. And even though it's a supernatural movie, there's a maturity around it, right? Like it's got a one of course, is part of that, but there's that slow burn. It's nuanced. We get emotionally attached to the characters. We live with the characters. They allow us.
Great period piece too. Like when you look at
for
it,
sure.
The 70s, you get the 70s vibe.
For sure. They allow breathing room. And when you allow breathing room and you allow us as an audience to become part of the family, by the time we get to things that are sensational, if they're a little over the top, we forgive it or we buy into it or we believe it because of the journey we've been on. If they were to have somebody come out of the closet like 6 minutes into the movie, it's like, it's like, just one of these movies. You know what I mean? We've seen it time and time again, but it's earned things. It's that slow burn, and it's great. The first Insidious was like that too. Juan knows how to do that,
and it's like even little things here, like with the mom
like
here who ends up becoming possessed. She's having these bruises show up on her body. These like early warning signs of of what is to come. Again, that slow burn.
Yes.
One of the best filmed scenes, I would say, of the last decade is when the 2 girls are in that room in the dark and you don't see anything, but you just see the look of terror on that girl's face.
Yes.
I fucking love that scene. Just from an acting, like the girl who played that, totally fucking crushed it.
Yeah, it's great.
In making me feel like there's something very terrifying in there. She can see it. The other girl can't. and it's nothing but darkness behind it. And I fucking love that.
And you know I do too. It's one of my favorite scenes in this whole movie. Todd Fair goes hard into the paint again, Todd. Todd, must have been payday. Says, hello. Thank you again, Todd, for supporting the channel on that level, man. Really appreciate that. Here we are in the dusty attic and sorry, the basement, excuse me. Yeah, the dusty basement. And but you're right. I mean, everything you're saying is right, and that's what I like about this movie. And again, the unfortunate part about that kind of a movie, the unfortunate part about it. And I'm not saying that the Conjuring 2 isn't good. It's it's fine, right? It's fine. And I'm not saying that the Conjuring 3 may not be fucking amazing. Who knows, right? But if there is a downside to a movie like The Conjuring or the slow burn and bringing it up, is that it has a shelf life, and that it's very rare that you can make a series out of that kind of thing. Because naturally you want to, it's kind of like once you've done it, you've done it. And then if you try to make a sequel where you're doing the same kind of, build up and build up and build up, and then you do a third one with the same kind of, generally speaking, by the time you get to the third or fourth in a series, or maybe the first one was kind of like that, the cat's out of the bag and the slow burn is gone and they're showing fucking weird, crazy shit, 10 minutes into the movie.
Well, I think that's why they made the decision not
only
to
drawback.
Do the Amityville one, which I was sort of disappointed on that, because you're right, because when they did Conjuring 2, now you're doing your second haunted house with Ed and Lorraine Warren.
Right.
That's why I'm looking forward to the Devil Made Me Do It story, because it's fresh, it's new, it's not a haunt, like it's not like what you're gonna get with the Conjuring or Conjuring 2. But in my opinion, I would have, when it came to Conjuring 2, I personally would have rather seen a full feature of the Ed and Lorraine Warren story of Amityville, because that's something we've never seen before.
Right.
With an established franchise, a well-known franchise, versus the only getting it at the first 10 minutes of the movie and then giving us the Enfield Poltergeist. Because I agree with you. The one thing that I will say about Conjuring 2 that I did not like, it's a good film. I can watch it. I can hang with it. I can do a double feature and watch the first two and be fine with that, and on a given Saturday night. But Conjuring 2 becomes very sensationalized, becomes very over the top by the time you get to the end of the film. And, with the scenes with Valak and whatnot, it takes away of that. Not saying that there is a lot of realism to the first Conjuring, but there's more realism.
Well, it's earned.
Practical haunted scares.
Yeah.
Versus to when they got to the sequel, it's like, all right, I get it. You got to go big. I get that. So that's why I'm hoping that maybe with 3, they tone it down and bring it back to the first one, because it is a new story. It's a different type of story and something we haven't seen before.
I hope
within
so.
This universe.
But I have a feeling they're going to go the other way. And it's actually going to get even more sensational.
Think so?
Yeah, I do. Yeah. It's the third in a series.
It's true. And that's just the kind of the MO of Hollywood, right? Keep
right.
Getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
That's what I mean. That's why for me, sometimes the best slow burn horror movies are best as standalones and not making series out of them, because it's a formula that really only works once, because just by default, the more movies you make, naturally the more sensational they're going to get, because they have to keep you entertained. They got to think of all these crazy weird things to happen. You know what I mean? So that's the only drawback.
Well, that's the beauty part with Ed and Lorraine Warren, bro, man. With all their books and shit, man, they got a fucking archive of a lot of crazy shit with those two, man.
And then Patrick Wilson, of course, is going to be starring in and directing Insidious 5.
I just saw that today. Good for him, man.
Yeah, good for him, but okay.
I understand why, though. When it's your first time directing something, at least he's directing something he's familiar with, versus to directing something that nobody knows.
Well, that would have been one of the reasons, if not the main reasons, why Blumhouse gave him that opportunity.
I got that sign, the Warren Demonology sign, that when you see the door closed, it's hanging up, like, you guys can't see it, but it's like behind. I had a replica sign like that made. Yeah. But I will say, what you with regards to these two, Vera and Patrick, by far they are the best on-screen couple in horror as far as chemistry goes. I genuinely believe they are Ed and Lorraine Warren, that they are this married couple. I like their chemistry better than his chemistry with the chick that he had in
Rose Byrne, right?
Yeah, Rose Byrne. Take nothing away from Rose Byrne as an actress; she's a great actress. And their chemistry in Insidious was fine. I just like his chemistry with Vera more so, just a little bit more so in The Conjuring.
Yeah, I think I agree with you 100%. And I think a large part of that is because their characters are, the characters in the Conjuring universe allow for them to have that level of chemistry because they're a team and they're working together on an adventure. Whereas Rose Byrne's character in Insidious is really just the, oh my God, wife, you know, what's going on? You know what I mean? That's fine. I mean, you know, she's the hysterical wife. What happened to my husband? You know, and she's a great actress too. But it's a different relationship dynamic in the Insidious films.
No, this ain't the scene.
I don't think this is it. No, her leg gets tugged here, right?
Right, that's right. Her leg just gets tugged.
Yeah, and she's like, "What is it?" And that's great. Yeah, because that's all it is. It's all it is. That's all it is. Her leg gets tugged.
That's right. That's right. Because it happens the next.
You know, like on Halloween night, my girlfriend and I watched The Invisible Man. And I had seen it, but she hadn't seen it. The new one, right? Okay. Which is directed by Lee Winnell, who obviously is good buddies with James Wan. And
I just bought that. Is it good?
It's very good, very good. Yes, it is. It's more of a psychological thriller, science fiction, right? But it's
is it like a Sleeping with an Enemy type thing? You remember Sleeping with the Enemy?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. 1990 or whatever it was. One. Yes, I guess, but the husband comes back and he's invisible, and you know what I mean. Yes, but again, Winnell understands, and you know, obviously he's probably learned a thing or two, maybe you know, working with Juan. The value in drawing out suspense, that building it up, making the audience, you know, taking them on a bit of a journey. You don't want to peak too soon, you know, you don't want to do that. And by not doing that, it automatically creates again, it's not a hard science here, but it automatically creates a sense of realism, you know, a sense of it grounds the narrative, you know, if you don't peak too soon and you just build up to something, because then you allow your audience to buy into it. And then whatever it is you show at the end, whatever you want to show, I mean, it doesn't mean everybody's going to buy into it, but your probability goes up that we'll buy into it because it's been earned then. Yep. You know what I mean? You've earned it.
Super Fried Disco, Dave's talking about, he more or less is comparing Conjuring to Invisible Man, the new one, and the building of suspense and the slow burn,
right?
And how Invisible Man landed with that. Apparently, I'll find out soon when I watch it. And then The Conjuring obviously executes it very well, and the importance of that, you know, and it is important to do that. And like he said, filmmakers take note of that. You know, you don't need to come. I mean, yeah, you can have an opening act with a strong opening, but the slow burn buildup, like when you go back to Carpenter's Halloween, there too, it's a slow burn. Yeah, okay, he kills Judith at the beginning. It's a strong opening, but everything up to that point, he's at a distance, and he gets closer and closer and closer till you're in the closet where they're on top of each other at the end.
Yeah, that's right.
It's that slow burn and buildup. The Conjuring more or less does the same thing with the slow burn, where we just saw here a moment ago with the girl having her leg tugged. And that's it. And then now you have the girl who's sleepwalking, and the dude is hearing shit going on around the house. Slow burn. I mean, yeah, they could have gone fucking full balls to the walls at this point, but to me, I think that would have taken away
100%
the execution of this film. And apparently, Invisible Man did the same thing.
Yes, and it's more relatable for audiences. And I'm telling you, I mean, listen, does everybody like it? No, but generally speaking, when you list all the movies that, you know, to one varying degree or another, utilize that creative decision to, you know, a slow burn, to draw it out over time to a climax, whether it's The Exorcist, whether it's Rosemary's Baby, whether it's Psycho, whether it's Halloween, whether it's Black Christmas, whether it's The Conjuring, whether it's Insidious, whatever it is, whether it's modern or old, the vast majority of people who watch those movies like those movies. And that's not an accident. There's a very specific reason why we resonate with that kind of horror storytelling. Not that there isn't room for the blood, guts, and gore in your face in the first 5 minutes, sure, but it's a different feeling. It's a different kind of horror. And there's reasons why The Conjuring, you know, is liked. It's not just that it had a cool thing at the end. There's reasons that most of those movies that do that, that implement that, are generally liked by the vast majority of the movie-going audiences. Yep. And there are specific, very specific reasons for it, and it's fascinating. It's really, really interesting. You know, and
we just had this happen the other day, and I totally got Conjuring. It happened on Halloween. We had a bird fly into. It was into our door, or no, yeah, it was into our door because we get them sometimes into our window because of the way our house is positioned and the glare from the window confusing the birds, thinking it's still the sky. Yeah. But this one went right into the door and it flew. It sounded like someone was throwing a big ass softball at the door. Ooh. I didn't know what the hell it was, but not only that, it hit the door, but when it went back and it was stunned on the ground, dude, it had to the bounce back on that had to have been at least 25 feet. I mean, I felt bad, but I couldn't help but laugh brutal. At the same time.
Yeah,
I mean, it's so mean to say that.
Yeah.
I mean, the bird ultimately was fine. It was just stunned.
For thank goodness.
Damn, that sucker hit our door hard. But I was like, yep, we just got conjured.
Yep. Yeah. There's a great question here from
this thing Tom. Right here, this toy box. I'm having that made.
I can't wait to see it.
Having made.
I can't wait to see it. Tom Hungarian says, Dave, I know your style with atmosphere, slow burn, etc. But if a movie doesn't do that, do you not like it? No, that's not true at all. Of course, there are lots of movies that don't do that. Lots of horror movies don't do that I thoroughly enjoy. It's all within context, right? I think what's frustrating for me is if a filmmaker attempts to do that, but then sort of abandons it. Right. So there's an unevenness in the pacing where it begins where you're like, oh, I really like this. Like this is kind of, and then all of a sudden, half hour in, it's and it's like, oh, no, it feels it wasn't earned. Right. Yep. If a horror movie just begins like this, I mean, it depends on the movie, of course. But sure, I mean, Elm Street doesn't have a slow burn, and I love that movie. It's a different kind of movie. There are slow burn aspects to it, but it's certainly not. I wouldn't classify it as a slow burn film.
The first one,
you know what I mean? Right? The first one, right? Yeah, exactly. And there's other horror movies that are like that too. But when you look at The Others from 2001, you know, I mean, one of the great haunted house horror movies of all time, slow burn. I mean, there's reasons why these films work. You know, good psychological.
Old Aussie girl there, Nicole Kidman.
Yeah, that's right. And they're remaking The Others. It's blasphemous.
Why? Aren't they remaking The Exorcist too?
Nothing in the world ever changes. Yeah, they are. And nothing. Listen, watch a news report. Just YouTube a news report from like 1975, and you'll hear them talking about. Yeah, they're talking about the same shit. I watched a Siskel and Ebert review of Invasion of the Body Snatchers from 1978, one of my favorite horror movies of all time, and they're talking about things like, it's a remake and remakes in Hollywood. And they're saying things like, I don't understand why they keep remaking stuff. And I'm like, Jesus, this is 42 years ago. You know, nothing changes. It just, technology evolves, technology changes, but the social aspect is all relative. You know what I mean? We're always, it's all, it's all the same shit. It's actually depressing that we really haven't
come up with new shit.
Yeah, we haven't solved anything. We've evolved technology wise, yes, but we're still, there's still the same issues, the same problems, the same wages and taxes and unemployment and.
This was a good scare with the kid with the ghost kid clapping the hand.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. And I love the confusion. Again, it's nuanced here, right? She's confused. There's nothing sensational. There's nothing, that whole clapping throughout during the daytime as well. There's this false sense of security because it's daytime and there's, it's great stuff. And then look, and now we're on to the next scene. It's so good. You earn it. You earn it. And now you're allowing the story to breathe, and we as audiences are getting attached to these characters. So we care about them. We care what happens to them.
Yep.
Kieran Langer says, yeah, I like The Strangers 2 if it wasn't called The Strangers 2. I didn't like The Strangers 2. With the same killers, if it was called something else, it could work.
Is The Strangers, is that the one with, what's her name, Liv Tyler?
The first one, yeah. That's a good one. Okay. I like that one. That's got a slow burn.
I haven't seen that in a minute.
See, my new thing now is microsecond, I haven't seen it in a microsecond, man.
I haven't seen it in a microsecond.
Well, because for a while, it took me a bit.
This is the scene.
Yes, this is it. Now
this is it.
Yeah, that's right. We've gone back to it. It's so great. It's the power of suggestion. That's what it is, right? And you don't even need to see, you don't need to see anything. You just need to plant it into the audience's mind that there is something in the corner through the performance of the girl looking at the corner and being scared. You don't even need to show us anything, because we as an audience are all going to come up with our own idea of what is in the corner. And none of us are going to come up with something we don't like. We're all going to come up with something that frightens us. And that's why it works universally. You know what I mean?
And I love the direction of, because every kid can, and even when we were kids, you can relate to it. First the pull was great. The pull was much harder this time. But like the whole peeking over her bed, monsters under your bed. You know what I mean? Like when we were all kids, that was, at some point you would fear what could be possibly underneath your bed. You know what I mean? And I liked that they brought that element into this with the direction they gave her.
Right. Yep. I like her looking under the bed. I like that there wasn't anything there. That's very tropey. So I'm glad that there wasn't anything, and they didn't, because, it can be tempting, right? To have something come out from them.
Totally could have been tempting 100%. For them to do something there. And I'm glad they didn't.
I'm glad they didn't.
Again, because when we were kids, when you would look under, in our mind, we think there's something there, but the reality is there's nothing there.
Right.
And then now, of course, we get to the...
Yeah, it's coming
corner.
Here.
Yeah.
Here it comes. The way she's like, look at that. Look at the lighting on the door.
Slowly,
there's probably a key light just outside that door shining onto the door. Well, I mean, there would be. It's not that there isn't. There is. And
she sells it. I mean,
she looks great.
Totally sells it.
And what is she? And look at that. The camera's just tracking in on her. It's so great. And her sister wakes up, and you don't need to show anything. It's one of my favorites. You don't need to show anything. It's fantastic. That's how you do it. Yeah, it's so great.
And again, they could have easily attempted to show us something, and I'm glad they didn't.
Yes, you could have seen. You
don't even see a shadow. You don't see a figure or nothing. And I love that they did not do that, because you could have, like you said, they could have gone the other way, maybe shown a shadowy figure. And
That's
I
right.
think it totally would have ruined it.
Yeah, I agree. You could have seen like glowing eyes. You could have seen like
something,
a hand,
something cheesy,
or
like
through the sound design.
Right, that too.
You could have heard something and nothing. It is literally, I think it's silent, right? I don't hear anything. Yeah, it's silent. Yeah, it's fantastic. And then she goes over there. She's not attacked. She has her back to the darkness. They could have had something grab her at that moment. They didn't. Everything you expect to happen doesn't happen. But now she thinks she feels something, right? Or is she hearing something?
She does. Now the girl thinks she feels something.
Right.
She doesn't quite see it.
Right. And you as an audience member right now are right. Great. And the door just shuts. That's it. The door just shuts. It's great. I don't even know if I was directing the scene. I don't even know if I would have had the door shut. I might have just had her look over the shoulder and then just cut, and the parents hear the scream.
Yeah.
That could work too. I'm splitting hairs here, but you could do it that way. You don't even have the door shut. You could just cut and hear the screams. It's great stuff. Great stuff. Chat room's going strong. Hope you guys are having a good night tonight. We're watching The Conjuring here. The timestamp is 33 minutes and 35 seconds into the movie.
Like right on the same beat.
Yes.
That's where I'm at.
Yes, we are, you motherfuckers.
We're coming back hard in the paint.
Yes, we are. It's been a microsecond since Tony and I.
That it has.
Since Tony and I
did watch one new film in October. I saw Hell House. That was actually pretty good.
Was it pretty good?
That was, because when I saw Unfriended, that totally blew me away, which we got to do an Unfriended now.
Yeah, we do. You know what we also have to do?
I was so impressed with that film. It's still my favorite. When I say favorite new film, I did not see it when it first came out in 2014. I saw it. It's definitely my favorite new film that I watched for 2020. But Hell House, there was again another suggestion after seeing Unfriended that people had recommended. And I was like, I'll let that be my October new film for the month. And I was impressed. So that's another one we got to throw on the list.
Yes. And also, too, on Halloween night, like I said, my girlfriend and I watched The Invisible Man, but we also watched, well, I posted a photo the other day, Invasion of the Body Snatchers, 1978, one of my favorite. We got to watch that.
Absolutely.
We got to watch
Donald
that. Oh, my God. One of the greatest. I'm doing tomorrow on McRae Live, by the way. I'm going to be talking about it. So tune in tomorrow morning, 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time, McRae Live. I'm discussing Invasion of the Body Snatchers. There you go. Shit. Tomorrow morning. It's just, I needed to. After watching it again on Saturday night, I turned to my girlfriend and I'm like, I got to fucking talk about this McRae Live. It's fucking great. And Tony and I have to fucking watch it. Oh, yeah. Couple super chats came in here. We have Southpaw82 says, hey guys, always wondered what mask is on the cover of H4, Warlock or Castle? Looks more H2, but I've always loved it. H4 cover art is my fave as well. Yeah, it's sort of a hybrid of both in some ways. It's got a bit of an H2 vibe. Yeah, it's got a bit of an H2 vibe, but also a bit of an H1. I'm kind of leaning more towards H2-ish. It's more H2-ish. Yeah.
This looks like H1.
Oh, it is H1. It is H1.
You're talking about the cover art for Halloween 4?
Yes, it is. Yeah. It looks like H1, but of course H1 and H2 are the same mask, and there are some to me that looks very similar to when Laurie is running up to the door and Michael is walking from around the corner through the parking lot up to the the hospital in H2, and you see his mask come into the light. Kind of looks like that a little bit. I think an argument could be made that there's a little bit of H2 there as well, but certainly it looks like H1. For sure. Another generous super chat came in from Super Soul Fried Disco. Thank you very much, buddy. Says, do you think Hollywood studios intentionally insult us with predictable storylines and scares, or do you think there isn't just enough creative talent in Hollywood to give a more sophisticated horror fan more of what is missing in today's movies? I will tell you why. It is neither or. It is simply they produce those movies, they make those movies, they release those movies because you watch those movies. Because you watch those movies. I'm not saying you specifically. I'm just saying in the general movie-going audience watches those movies. If they didn't, they wouldn't make them. But they do. And that's why they do it.
That freaking noise gave me a jump scare.
Oh, yeah, I know. It's good.
And I know it's coming, too.
The only thing here I will say this. The only thing here I'll say this is that if those how loud that was, and it didn't wake up anybody else, I do find that kind of, if all those photos had fallen off the wall and smashed on the ground, wouldn't everybody else in the house have woken up?
I don't know.
What you think?
They didn't wake up in the DeFeo house when he was blowing them away.
Well, no, that's true, but I don't know. I just think that, I mean, the bedrooms are right there, and I don't know. I thought that the first time I watched the movie in the theaters. It doesn't change my love, for the movie. In every movie, there's always things where you're like, I don't know. It's kind of, you got to suspend your disbelief a little bit. But no, the reason why Hollywood makes those movies, Super Soul, is because people watch them. They go and they pay for them. That's why. And, you know, once you establish a proven property and an IP that people get emotionally attached to, and it becomes part of pop culture, and you can market it through nostalgia and t-shirts and thermoses and lunchboxes and, you know, all that shit, you make, it's a business. It's a business. And the only way to stop it is to not go to the movie theater. Listen, Happy Death Day was a big success. Happy Death Day 2, not as big of a success. Now, I liked both movies, but the reason why there is no Happy Death Day 3 is because Happy Death Day 2 didn't do nearly as well as they had hoped.
Yeah.
The audience spoke. We don't care.
I think, like I said, I like both. Like you, I like both films.
I did too.
I thought they were great, and I think. When she takes the shitter down the stairs.
That's her stunt double, man.
Her stunt double earned her dollar that day.
That was props to the stunt woman. That was, I mean, she looked like she went down.
Yeah, she did.
Is this where the basketball comes over, the ball or something?
Yeah, something.
Sorry, dude. I didn't mean to interrupt you there. I just saw her get fucking tanked into the wall like Tyson knocked her out.
I'm just saying, I think the novelty of Happy Death Day kind of, like, I think everyone thought it was like, it's a cool idea, it's fun, and then that was that. You know what I mean? I think they were trying to, I think there was potential to make that character babyface, you know, a modern day, you know, slasher icon. I think there was just some execution in the second film they could have been a little more creative with. I don't know what, but I don't know. But the first one was definitely, it was a fun film, and I love this.
This is so great.
Distracted because when she does the matches and the hands come
There's
out.
nothing better than subtle horror, realistic horror that is using just practical shit, you know, just shadows and darkness and suspense and that's the best stuff, man. The Others is my favorite, one of my favorites as well. Like, it's the best stuff. It's the best stuff.
Great scare. I love that shit. And she's trapped in there.
She is. Cobra Dojo says, The Conjuring or What Lies Beneath? Oh, they're apples and oranges. They're apples and oranges though too. Like, What Lies Beneath is I mean, I love that movie. It's a great film. But it's a different.
Pfeiffer.
It's kind of I mean, it's the same, but it's different. It's not the same, really. It's kind of different. But I saw What Lies Beneath in the theater as well when it came out.
I think I did too.
Yeah.
And I think this is the first scene we finally see Bathsheba.
That's right. I think you're right.
And
41 minutes in.
41 minutes into the film, and now we're finally seeing, you know, one of the entities that's causing all this ruckus in the house.
Yep. Yeah, she's on top of the thing, isn't she?
Yeah.
This is where it's on top. Is it here?
I think so. Because the thing starts hitting it when there's nothing there, because she puts her down and it starts.
Right.
I call her. I think that's the Twilight chick. That's the girl who was in Twilight. The kid. The Edward and Bella's kid.
Oh, I didn't know Edward and Bella had a kid. Edward and Bella.
That kid now, who was a kid in that movie and a kid here, I think she's like in her 20s. God,
she's got to be.
Time flies.
Yeah, it does. Yes, this is it. So yeah, you're right. Like, I mean, 42 minutes, nearly 45 minutes into the movie. Hey, listen, the first Child's Play, as funny as this sounds, the first Child's Play has a slow burn.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, you're right about that.
You don't see.
Yeah, we did do Child's Play.
Yes.
Yeah, because here the girl rises up like she's Michael.
Michael.
She goes all Undertaker with her sit up.
You doll.
Here
it comes.
Your doll. It's on top of the vanity.
Oh my God.
This freaked me out the first time I saw it in the theater, man. I fucking jumped at the girl that I was dating with, and I grabbed her. I was like, fuck.
Yes. Yeah. You know what though? Again,
that was a good executed jump scare.
It was. I don't think I would have gone as far as to have her jump off the top onto the ground. I would have just shown her that zoom up on her with the zoom lens and cut it, and then you hear the scream and the dad's outside. Yeah, I think having her jump off, little, just, little. I know some people might be like, oh, Dave, you're splitting hairs. Maybe I am. It doesn't ruin anything for me. I think it's fine. But I'm just thinking, when I watched, I'm like, oh, I think I would have cut it right at that zoom when you hear the scream or whatever. It's like, oh, fuck, what's happening? Kind of cool. But anyway, yeah, great movie.
By the way, this is what I was talking about right here. Frenchie. This is the Frenchman who's in The Nun, who he is possessed by the nun.
Right.
It's not a spoiler because the movie's been out for a few years.
Yeah,
this is the story I wish they would have done for The Nun.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
This is what we should have got.
Right.
With Conjuring 2 or Conjuring 3 or whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it's a possession. Even though, Conjuring 1 sort of deals with a possession, with the mom getting possessed.
Yeah. In
this film, if they had totally focused in on it, like with the upside down cross showing up there, you could almost make it like an Exorcist type film.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, totally.
But that's what I was hoping for out of The Nun. That's what should have been the first Nun movie.
Patrick Wilson's hair. He's got good hair. He's got good hair.
He's got good hair, good genes.
He's got good genes. Good hair.
Wilson.
He's got some good hair.
Sharp looking man.
He's got some good hair.
Wasn't he in one of the comic book films?
I don't know. Was he? I don't know.
He's definitely a highly underrated actor. He's very good. I'm always happy with the movies whenever I watch him in a film. I'm never dissatisfied. You know what I mean?
What do you think of
solid actor?
The new Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie coming out?
I'm not directing it, so I don't care.
Yeah. I don't know, man.
I mean,
I don't know.
That other than the first film and the Jessica Biel remake, I mean, that poor franchise, man.
I know.
They have not been able to get that shit right.
I love how they just approached them at the car here. Hey, we need to talk to you guys.
I mean, I'm always hopeful that when I know they're doing one, but this one's already off to, like, they shot it and then they scrapped it and started all over again.
Yeah, something
right?
Like did you put something in front of your mic or something? I don't know. For some reason you sound a little.
No, it's just the.
Maybe it's the connection. It's probably the fucking.
Probably the connection.
It's probably the connection. Like, you sound fine. Like, I can hear you, but I notice a bit of a change in the quality. That's fine. I'm sure it's fine. Yep.
Yeah. I know this is supposed to be a direct Chainsaw sequel, right? Directly from the second one.
Yeah, it's
or first one. I mean.
Yeah, first one. Yes, yeah. It's the and I think was there a teaser poster a teaser trailer that dropped?
There was a teaser poster I saw. And
somebody told me the other day, did you see the teaser or the teaser trailer? And I'm like, what? No teaser.
I didn't see the teaser trailer.
They're still fucking shooting the movie. I don't give a shit. And it makes me sad because I want to give a shit. I want to care about Leatherface.
I agree. I want a good leather, but we just.
That's it.
I don't know. And it's not even that fucking hard to do a chainsaw film. I mean, It really isn't.
No. But that's another thing too, that, I mean, how many can you do? I know you could do a couple, but can you really do like Texas Chainsaw 35? It's like, oh my God, he's still cutting.
Boy, if this was the 80s, they'd be jumping all over that marketing.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Subtitle, he's still cutting. That sounds so 1980s.
He's still
doesn't it? It sounds so like.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. He's still cutting.
It's like, you ever seen
Cut
the
again.
Cocktail? You ever seen the Cocktail one with Tom Cruise, Cocktail, and then the slogan up there is what was it? When he pours, he rains. it's like, yep, that's 1980s, baby.
When he pours, it rains.
I'm telling you, look it up. That's what it says. Cocktail,
I will. We should do a show one night of the best and worst taglines, and subtitles. We should totally do the best and worst.
We should do that.
God, that'd be fun. Because there's some real bad ones.
The 80s, man. We could just go through the fucking entire decade.
Even though I like this movie, and I think it's not as good as the first one, but it's all right. It's an all right follow-up, considering the first one is like a borderline masterpiece. Die Hard 2, Die Harder. Die harder. How can you die harder? You die. Well, I guess maybe it's, I bet you like your body just exploding.
Cody Schneider, I agree with you, man. Elizabeth Shue, she's always looked good. Even to this day, she still looks good, man. I so would with Elizabeth Shue.
Oh yeah, Elizabeth.
I think she looked like when it came to like total sex appeal. You ever see the movie Hollow Man with her and?
Yeah. Early 2000s, yeah.
Fine in that movie.
Yeah, I haven't seen it in a long time, but good old Kevin Bacon. There's always rumors of Bacon. Hey, where's Kevin Bacon's boner anyway? If he comes into the room here, you know for a fact that he's somebody else in here with another account, because there's no way that he'll just show up, unannounced.
Yeah.
Okay, if you're watching, come on, where's Kevin Bacon's boner? Or where's the girl with the ass or something like that? Remember that one too? The girl with
the ass. Yeah, you guys come up with some pretty cool names, that's for sure.
Yeah, we need Kevin Bacon's boner.
Adventures in Babysitting. My sister loved that.
I love that movie. That was good. Yeah, I liked it too. Boom, 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 boom.
And then he kissed
that's
me.
right. That Ronettes. Is that the Ronettes song?
Something like that. It's a good tune. It's a good tune. I like that tune. Look at that vest. Patrick Wilson's
rocking that vest, he's rocking that 70s suit,
yes,
man.
he is. He's fucking sexy. Look at that sexy son of a bitch. Look at the way he's holding that microphone. You notice my traps?
Like how very his posture and his whole demeanor.
There it is. The girl's ass at the beginning of the shower scene. Thanks, Dave. Yes, I told you they'd make that. You just have to. It's like the bat signal. We just have to toss them out there, and they show up. Now, okay, I'm tossing out Kevin Bacon's boner. If he shows up, it's the same fucking guy that's got both these accounts. Sorry, Tony. Go ahead.
Robert Thidoff, Elizabeth Shue or Ellie Cornell? I love my Ellie in Halloween 4, but I gotta.
Well, why don't I? Well, how about I throw?
You're talking Karate Kid's my all-time
hang on a sec
movie,
here.
so that's gonna be a tough one.
Let me throw in a wild card: Ellie Cornell, Elizabeth Shue, or Leah Thompson.
Leah Thompson, Back to the Future. Leah Thompson.
Well, what? Ellie Cornell, Halloween 4 Ellie Cornell, or I assume we gotta pick what. Okay, Halloween 4 Ellie Cornell, Halloween 4 Halloween 4 Ellie Cornell. Actually, they all still look really good.
Oh, they all look great.
Halloween 4 Ellie Cornell, beautiful. Back to the Future Leah Thompson, and
Karate Kid Elizabeth Shue.
Wait, how old is Elizabeth Shue in Karate Kid though? Because we're 40 years old now. We got to be careful here.
She's older than Machio.
Oh, was she older? Oh, okay. Well, there you go. There you go.
Or 21 or something like that. He
Karate
was
Kid.
Early 20 when he did Karate Kid.
Karate Kid, Halloween 4, Back to the Future.
I gotta still go with Elizabeth Shue. Yeah.
I'm going with Leah Thompson.
Yeah.
There you go. There you go, folks.
I got one for you.
Oh, here we go.
Kelly Bundy. Kelly Kapowski.
Oh, the Kellys.
Or Kelly Taylor, blonde from 90210.
I'll probably go with Kapowski.
I knew you were going to go Kapowski because you like your brunettes. I'm going to have to go with my Bundy. I love my Kelly Bundy. Man.
Kelly Bundy, yeah.
Love my Kelly.
Love and marriage.
All the outfits they had her wearing on that show. God damn.
Yeah, that's funny.
But Kelly, look. Kelly Kapowski too. I liked Kelly Taylor. I liked the early couple first years of 90210, and then I lost interest in the show. You know what I mean? Like we were kind of in that age range of when it first came out. It was kind of cool to watch, but then we outgrew it age wise.
Yeah, I got you.
But yeah, Christina Applegate, Kelly Kapowski, but Tiffany Amber Thiessen.
Yep. We are 52 minutes, 21 seconds into the movie here. And obviously the Warrens are convinced now that there's something going on at the house because what's-her-face there saw what's-her-face hanging from the tree.
Yep.
And now we're at the table here. That's what's going on. Macca525 says, at Dave McRae, Tony Michael, did you guys watch season 2 finale of Cobra Kai? Oh my God, so intense. Felt so sorry for Johnny. Yeah, I've seen both season 1 and 2. I'm excited.
Looking forward to season 3. Man, you know what? I'm closer. 2 months.
You know what? I am so disappointed that the Society, they canceled it. They canceled Society after one season. It was the show I was watching. It's for all intents and purposes, it's a teen show, but I really got into the characters and the performances, and I thought it was really well done, and I liked it. And I was really looking for, it ends on this epic cliffhanger, and I was looking forward to season 2. They were going to go ahead with it. They canceled it. Netflix's reasoning is because of the budget was starting to increase, and because it's an ensemble sort of thing, and they're worried about social distancing and all this. They canceled it. They didn't just instead of delaying it further, they just canceled the whole fucking thing. And I'm like, Netflix, stop doing that. I can't stand. I never can get into any fucking shows because they cancel shit like two seasons in.
But keep in mind, Netflix taking a big hit financially right now. A lot of cancellations happening with Netflix.
But they were doing this before. Where they themselves even said, oh, we do like 2 or 3. The problem with Netflix is that they will cancel something after a season's done. Like they rarely, not all the time, but I often enough, they won't say, hey, the next season will be the last. So they give writers the time to write a conclusion to the story. There's so many shows on Netflix that are just sitting there collecting dust that have gone nowhere. They've gone nowhere. You know, you invest time into 1 or 2 seasons and it just ends on a cliffhanger or some kind of thing, and there's all these loose ends, and Netflix in the middle of the hiatus between 2 and 3 or 1 and 2 or 2 and 4 or 3 and 4 says, yep, cancel. Well, it's like, I don't want to. Every time I see a show, and this is true, I do this. Every time I see a show on Netflix that I haven't seen before, that's new, or that I just haven't, come across, I will Google it to actually see if it's still going. And if it's not going, and it was canceled after like 2 seasons all of a sudden, I don't bother watching it. Why would I watch it? I watched this video of the two leads in the society, 2 of these young girls. And one of them is actually the lead in the new Freaky movie that's coming out. Anyway, she was like, oh, we're so sorry, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, we didn't like it either, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay, that's what you got to say. I get it. I'm sure they were upset, obviously. But they said, but it'll always be there. You can go back and you can watch it and revisit these characters. And I'm like, why would I do that? It goes nowhere. Every time I would watch this season, I would know that it literally went nowhere. I don't want to give myself blue balls watching this thing knowing that there's never anything after it. Why would I want to revisit characters that never go anywhere? Netflix, stop doing that. If you want to cancel something, at least allow the writers to conclude the story.
Well, and that's my worry. Like when everyone got all giddy for Cobra Kai going over there, I'm like, I don't think this is as good as a move as people think it is, because what you just said,
yes,
we may be lucky to get one more season out of Cobra Kai. I'm just being honest.
Imagine,
we may be lucky.
This is like, imagine if Cobra Kai there was no season 3 and it was canceled. That's what happened to the society. That's what happens to like 70% of Netflix shows. You'll get into something and then they won't conclude it. They'll just cancel it. And it's like, why? It's frustrating. I can't get into anything. It's because they're making too much fucking content. That's what it is.
McRae is going Hulk mode.
Yeah.
Right now.
Listen, I'm glad there's all this shit, but when you make all this shit, it's inevitable that only some of it is going to stick. And that's the problem, is that they have all this shit. They need to trim the fat. They're all about quantity and not necessarily quality. And then you have all this other shit that's anyway, rant done. Where are we here? We're 56 minutes into the movie.
56 minutes. They're going over the property outline. They're basically doing their investigation, discovering different things. And I think he was playing back the audio of the recording, and every time the wife spoke.
That's right.
Now this is the actual real audio tape of Ed Warren.
Oh, interesting. Okay. I did not know that.
Yes.
Fascinating.
This is what they recorded. Of course, it's being magnified by the sound design, but more or less that's what they picked up.
Of course, yes. It would have to be enhanced for the sake of the presentation. But the clock, 3:07. 3:07 on the dot. 3:07 and like.
I love that, like the pullback and like that. You know what I mean? When they're coming up, but they're pulling back at the same time.
Yeah.
I always love that effect.
One of my favorite shots like that in any movie, 2 of them, Jaws, Roy Scheider, and Poltergeist, the long hallway.
What is the technical term of that? I always forget. The technical name of the shot.
There is. It's.
I always forget the name of it.
It's escaping me. It's done with.
I almost said vertigo, but it's not vertigo.
No, you're moving forward. You're
moving
doing
forward as they're pulling back.
As they're pulling back. Yeah. You're moving forward as you're zooming out.
There's a technical.
Well, actually, there's a couple ways to do it.
Shame on me. I should.
There's a couple ways. There's a couple of ways to do it.
Frank Riker, buddy, what's up? What do I think about Topanga? Boy Meets World. I love that show.
Topanga.
I didn't really care too much about Danielle Fisher because I'm a little bit older than her.
Topanga.
So when that show came out, I was like, I think me and Dave were probably
like 14 or 15.
Give or take. Yeah.
Came out in like 93, I think.
Years younger than us. So I didn't really look at her the same way.
Yeah.
Because she was a kid to me at the time. But I mean, she grew up to be a beautiful woman, obviously.
Yeah.
She looks great now.
Yep. No, you're right. Topanga. Let me look at Topanga. How old is Topanga here? Let me see here.
Loving his camera set up there. I'm just kind of admiring.
I think she's. Oh yeah. She's. She's 39.
Yeah,
she's 39.
She's a couple years younger than us. So when the show came out, it's kind of hard to look at them that way when they're like 2 years younger than us.
Right. Yeah. No, it's true. Yeah. Yeah. She's 39. That's cool. 39. What do we got here? Cobra Dojo. Is it Zoom something? Yeah, something like Ken25 says tracking. No, it's not a tracking shot.
No, tracking shot
That's
is like
different.
when you're following.
Yeah, it's different.
Like I think the opening of Halloween.
I think it's
walking around the house.
I think it's got a couple of names, but I think one of the names is because you can use it on maybe maybe it's it might be a dolly zoom. It might be a dolly zoom.
That sounds about right. A dolly zoom. I think you're right.
I think it's a dolly zoom. I think it's a dolly zoom. Yeah. It's got a couple of names, but I think it's known as a dolly zoom.
Yeah. That one, it always escapes me. It's just one of those ones that I'm like, I know the name of it, and then just like whenever I need to think of it, I always draw a fucking blank.
Exactly. Oh, there we go. Super Soul Fried Disco says it's called the dolly zoom. He sent. I didn't even see that. I didn't see it. I just was thinking about Zoom. Somebody said Zoom. Cobra Dojo said Zoom, and it tipped me off. Thinking, yes, I think he's on the right track.
And I thought of you the other day because when Connery died, wasn't he Indy's father?
He was, and ironically, he wasn't old enough to be Indy's father because Sean Connery is only 12 years older than Harrison Ford.
I did not know that.
Yeah. So that's kind of funny, but
I still need to watch those. I have not watched them yet.
And thank you, Super Soul Fried Disco, by the way, for the very generous super chat.
But I mean, to me, he's the iconic Bond.
Oh yeah, for sure.
He is the definitive cool swag James Bond. I take nothing away from Moore or Pierce Brosnan or Daniel Craig.
He's the guy.
Those guys, did Bond in their own way, but Connery just had a swag to him that just it could not be matched, it could not be topped. But my favorite Connery film, believe it or not, is The Rock. Love that movie. Yeah. Welcome to the
Rock. Yeah,
that's right. You ever seen that with him and Nicolas Cage?
Colin Murdy. Yep, dolly zoom. Yeah, dolly zoom. It's because you're dollying in and you're zooming out, or you're dollying out and zooming in. I think you're dollying in and zooming out. I think is what you're doing, or it could be the other way around. The Rock. I haven't seen it in years, but yes, I did like it. Yeah, I did like it. I think my favorite non-Bond, I liked Medicine Man, and I really liked,
that's a good movie.
I liked The Untouchables as well.
Yeah, I forgot. That's with him and Kevin Costner, right?
Right, 87, I think.
Who plays, I forget.
That's the movie.
They're playing, I almost said Dillinger. They're playing Elliot Ness and his guys, right? Or Costner's Elliot Ness. And I forget Connery's character.
That's the movie he won his Academy Award, Best Supporting Actor.
Connery?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's got one, and that was it. Pretty sure it was that one. But
who plays Capone though in The Untouchables? Is it
Robert De Niro?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, he's great.
Yeah, he is.
He's great as Capone. When he beats the guy at the table with the bat.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. And thank you again, Super Soul Fried Disco, for the generous super chat there. Really appreciate it. We are 1 hour and 2 minutes and 45 seconds into the movie here. And this is what's known as sort of like the poltergeist kind of, moments where they, there's that scene where, shit has hit the fan. So they bring in the paranormal experts and now we're watching certain things, but it's well done. It's well done. I don't like, Poltergeist was one of the first movies to do it. Insidious does it as well, of course, but I don't watch this movie and think of Poltergeist when I'm watching it. You know what I mean? I understand there's a little bit of a trope there, but it totally works. It's original enough that it works, and it's well paced, well put together. And again, think of what we've seen that has been sensational so far in this movie.
Just Bathsheba.
Yeah, and yeah, that's right. And I wouldn't really, but the hanging from the tree, it's like, there's this little body there.
Vision.
That's Lorraine's vision. Seen. But other than that, much. We're an hour and 3 minutes, like an hour and 4 minutes into this movie, and there hasn't been much. Again, it's helping to ground this film to make it feel more authentic, right? To make it feel believable.
At the end even more better, because then they're like, all right, let's throw everything in but the kitchen sink. And it's fine because you gave us almost 2 hours of great suspense.
That's it. That's exactly it. Jeff Harris says, did you guys see the Capone movie starring Tom Hardy? No, I didn't.
I have not seen it yet.
No, I don't give a fuck about it. Look at fucking Patrick Wilson rocking that sweater.
Oh, what do they call those, cardigans? Something like that? Sweaters that button up like that?
Something like that.
Cardigans, something like. Is that a cardigan? I don't know.
I don't know. Fucking.
My wardrobe consists of t-shirts, jean jackets, and flannels. I don't have all. And if it's not black, white, gray, this might be the lightest color that I own. I have I noticed that when I was looking at my clothes, I was like, I have very dark, muted colors.
I have a lot of hoodies and I have a lot of black.
I wear hoodies, but same. Like I said, I've got black, gray, white, and just muted colors.
Yeah.
Except for like a jean jacket.
I do have an orange hoodie that I should have worn on Halloween, but yeah, no, it's true. It's true. I like how, again, the set decoration and the wardrobe, the clothing on these two guys here blend in with the color of the house.
With the color of the house, yeah.
Yeah. It's well done. Very, and the apple is probably the most colorful thing in the shot that he's holding in his hand.
And I think it's done intentionally, too.
Oh, yeah.
To add to keep the colors muted, but keep that one, the apple, have it pop out a little bit.
That's right. Yeah.
Because you notice even in here, the color tones that everybody's wearing is very much the same, and it blends well with the walls, the cabinets.
That's
you know what I mean?
Yep.
Very kind of green, yellow,
browns. Well, very 70s. I mean, yeah, they were the colors of that time. I mean, geez, even though we were born in 79, growing up as young kids through the 80s, obviously that decade spilled over a little bit in terms of...
And we got into the fluorescence in the 80s, in the early 90s.
In the early 90s, but in terms of like, the furniture or the chandelier hanging in your kitchen, it was still like what we had in the 70s.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the 70s fashion very much carried into a lot of the 80s. You didn't really start to see a big change.
Well, no, the 80s
had the metal bands bringing the tight ripped jeans, and
I was going to say the opposite, that
stuff like that. But you still had a lot of 70s fashion, early 80s that carried over.
Early, except for bell bottoms. Bell bottoms, that went away hard. That's something. The 70s is one decade in terms of fashion that hasn't really ever come back.
Well, except for girls I know are wearing bell bottoms again, or flares or something like that.
Yeah, it's more flares.
The girls are able to find them easy now.
But if you look at clothing now, like the 90s are back.
Oh, the 90s styles are back. The 80s styles back. I love this execution of the time lapse there.
The 70s. You know what? I think they should bring back. I want to be in a suit. I want to be in a suit, and I want to in a suit with a fedora. That's what I want.
Oh, like a zoot suit.
Yeah, well, I just want to look like I'm a fucking 1942 gangster. That's what I want.
You're looking all like Sinatra.
Yeah, I have a photo of me from the Voice Arts Awards last year at Warner Brothers, and I, of course, wore a suit.
Is that with you on the red carpet with Leah?
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
And I have a little fedora on, and I had my picture taken with the Warner Brothers water tower behind me. And this, I think this is, I don't know if this is before we went in or after, at the after party. I can't remember, but it's funny the way I'm standing and I'm posing like this on purpose, and I black and whited the photo, and it literally looks like I'm some like I'm like Bugsy or something, you know, and I should be in some 1942 car should roll up, you know, beside, which actually would have been really
I'm the
cool.
same way when it comes to caps and hats. I hate wearing baseball hats. Like I don't like them. I like the flat caps like this, this is an authentic, I had it made.
Yeah,
flat cap from the 1920s.
You got a lot of stuff made. I like that.
Other ones as well too.
Yeah.
That I wear. I am a fan of old style hats versus modern day hats.
Right. I gotcha.
The fedoras, other than the Freddy one that I wear from time to time for my shoots.
Yeah.
Fedoras just never fit me right.
Now here's a station wagon.
I like the style of them. I agree with you. I like old style hats versus the modern caps.
Here's a station wagon for you.
Good old family truckster.
Yeah. Oh, I would totally have a family truckster.
Oh, I would too. Are you kidding me?
Which car would you want? Now you can only have one.
Okay.
Kit from Knight Rider.
Yeah.
The General Lee. The DeLorean. The original 1960s Batmobile. The Ghostbusters Ecto-1. Or out of those five.
And are we living in 2020? Because that's very important to know, because if I said General Lee, I'm going to get crucified.
Yeah. Well, say it. Who fucking cares?
Which is sad.
It'd be a great,
it's the reality.
It'd be cool,
if it
man.
were the 1980s and 90s, I could say General Lee and everyone would be like, cool, man, that's an awesome car. But today I get crucified. So if we're talking right now, living in modern time, it would kill me not to say that, because I was such a big Dukes of Hazzard fan and I loved that car, but I wouldn't survive 2 blocks driving that thing now.
That's right.
So I probably would have to go with Kit, Knight Rider.
Michael. Frank Riker says, Dave and Tony, 70s clothing and furniture were considered earth tones. That's correct. Greens and greens and browns. Yep. Greens and browns are definitely earth tones.
Good old, I forgot. Is it a Trans Am or Firebird?
I think it's a Trans Am, isn't it?
I can't remember.
I don't think it's a Firebird.
I was never really familiar with the Trans Ams and Firebirds. I mean, not like I am with the Camaros.
It looks great though.
And Chevys.
The scene's coming up here soon where isn't there like something in the living room where like the kid gets dragged into the living room?
Is it a Firebird or is it a...
Who gets dragged around the living room here? Somebody gets dragged around the living room. One of the girls, I think.
Yeah, one of the kids that Trans Am. Thank you, Cobra Dojo.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I'd have to, for safety and for my safety, I would have to go with Kit.
Yeah, and you got turbo boost in Kit.
You do, and I get Mr. Feeney talking to me. So what the hell? I can't go wrong.
Exactly.
Because you know he does the voice of Kit, right?
Yes, he does. That's correct. Yep, Mr. Feeney. Yeah. Macca525 says, Dave, top 3 actors on your list to play Bond when DC is done. I know you not a diehard fan. Oh no, I like James Bond. I like James Bond. I'm not a diehard fan, but I'm not a diehard fan of most things.
I want to see Henry Cavill do it, to be honest with you. I really do.
Okay.
I think he'd be perfect.
Seriously, like on a serious note, yes, I think he would be good. On a fun note, I think you should get Danny DeVito. I think Danny DeVito should be your next Bond. I think at his age right now, Danny DeVito is Bond. I'm telling you, that would be so great. That'd be so great.
But yeah, on a serious note, I have to go with Henry Cavill. I think he would make a great Bond.
This guy always reminds me of what's his face from The Princess Bride.
Which character?
The main guy, the main character, the guy that was in Saw as well.
What's Carrie Lewis.
Yes, yeah. I think he's got a bit of that vibe to him.
He does have a little bit of a Carrie Lewis vibe.
I think he does. Whenever I see him, whenever I watch this movie, and whenever I see him, I always think of that. But yeah, no, Henry Cavill. Yeah, I'd love to see him as Bond because he's getting the fucking shaft as Superman. So fucking go be Bond.
Unfortunately, but
yeah, go be Bond. You don't need them. Wait, are they the same studio? No, they're not the same studio. Todd Fair. It's payday for Todd, folks. He's going hard into the paint tonight. Very generous super chat comes in again from Mr. Fayer. Thank you, Todd. Says, I wonder if Coming to America Part 2 will be a good movie. Todd, you know what's so great about this question? Todd, it's so wonderful to see you, and I say this with all due respect, it's so wonderful to see you say something that is not your loathing of Halloween 2018. It's so great. Todd, good on you, my man. I don't know if it's going to be better. I'm a big fan of the first Coming to America, and, you know, it's going to be a nostalgic trip, you know, whether it will be like...
Always tough to recapture that.
It is, yeah.
And you got to remember, too, the film was set in the 80s, so it has that 80s charm to it that you're not going to get now.
That's right. And, you know, it doesn't always resonate to see older people being funny like they were. Like, sometimes it's kind of sad, you know? But we'll see. I don't know. You know what movie I watched a couple of weeks ago with my girlfriend, who, I mean, we've seen the movie many times, and we adore it. We love it. That's why we watch it again. But for whatever reason, this time we turned to each other and we're like, oh my God, you couldn't. I'm surprised this movie hasn't been canceled yet. Trading Places.
Why would it be canceled?
Okay, well, Eddie Murphy drops the F word relating to homosexuals.
Oh, that's right.
Quite a few times, right? You know what I mean? He relates to people who are gay, you know, and
well, Dan, you ever see Eddie Murphy Raw?
Well, yeah, but Dan Aykroyd is in blackface for like the last 15 minutes at the end of the movie.
That's true.
Yes, and you know, Jamie Lee Curtis comes in. This wouldn't really be an issue, but she's doing an accent as well. And not only is he in blackface, he's doing a Jamaican accent in blackface with Eddie Murphy in the scene. That goes to show you that it you know what I mean? It wasn't really a big deal back then. It's always been. I'm not saying that there was ever a time it was universally socially accepted. I'm just saying that.
Hey man, Robert Downey Jr. in Tropic Thunder is freaking hilarious.
Yeah, dude, and that was just like 10 or 12 years ago. So, I mean, we're watching this movie. My girlfriend and I are laughing hysterically because we love this movie. It's Trading Places, one of the most iconic comedies from the 80s of all time. And we're, of course, of a different generation where we grew up with this movie, so we can watch it without feeling offended. And, of course, I know people okay, well, you're white. It doesn't really matter. Okay, yeah, we know, whatever. But watching it, we both were like, oh my God. Like, if this thing winds up on Netflix or something like that, there's going to be people calling for it.
Canceled Kindergarten Cop.
That's so the people. Don't even get me started.
Well, you know that, right? They did.
Yes,
that's a legit thing.
yes.
Legit.
Well,
it
was
taking it off of shit.
It was this thing that I can't stand this whole fucking. I can't. I'm telling you, I can't stand. It's getting to me. I don't even want to. I can't even start. Let's just watch the movie. I'm gonna fucking lose my mind.
Happy face. Birthday, Smiley Caitlin, by the way. We're supposed to give her a birthday shout out. Hope you have an amazing day.
Caitlin is her name?
I don't know. Did we see the age? Or
happy birthday, Smiley Caitlin.
I was going to say happy 20th, happy 30th, happy 10, happy 15.
Who is Caitlin?
I don't know, but everyone's saying happy birthday, so I just want to make sure we give her a little birthday
well,
shout out.
if somebody could let us know. There's Smiley Caitlin 20 says, please say happy birthday to me. It would mean the world to me, and I have a disability. I'm not laughing. I just mean that sometimes it's hard to know whether somebody is being serious or if somebody's being, you know, I can be skeptical with these types of comments and things like that. But if it's real and if it's not somebody trying to, you know, because sometimes we get those people in here. But Caitlin, if you are who you are and you are a legit person in here, then happy birthday to you. Welcome. And you are always welcome here. And it's great to have you here. The big 22. Well, Caitlin, I
remember 22.
Happy birthday.
20 years ago.
You are amazing, Caitlin. You are amazing. Absolutely. 100%. And I just hope that it's real and it's not somebody.
And Cody
That's why
Snyder,
I had the reaction I had. I'm like, oh, don't do that.
Definitely stole Tropic Thunder, man. He was freaking hilarious in that.
Yeah, he did. He did. He absolutely did. He absolutely did. Yeah. I get skeptical because I haven't seen him.
Tom Cruise dance, but nah, I can't do it.
That's right. Robert Kitzmiller sends in a $5 super chat and says, "What would you guys think if the Stranger Things cast come back in 10 years to do a chapter 2 style movie?"
I forgot about that show until he just said it now.
I don't know. I don't know.
Oh my God. Like it's so much time has gone by since season. I like literally until I totally forgot that there's a season 4 coming.
Yeah.
And they haven't I understand COVID played it, but they also they could have sped up production on that show a little bit faster.
Well, yeah, because the kids are going to be 38 now.
Pretty much.
No. Caitlin says, it's real, and thank you so much. You're so nice. Okay, well, wonderful. Happy birthday, Caitlin. You are amazing. That's awesome that you're here. Let me see here. Where are we? We are an hour and 18 minutes into the movie.
Fell down at the bottom. And
yes,
she's got the little
that's
jack in
right.
the box or jack in, it's not really a jack. Well, it is a jack.
Well, it's that kind of thing with the spiral thing in the mirror.
I can't wait to get that. God, I hope the person. I mean, I trust my people that
you're gonna take
to have these made.
You're gonna take photos.
Obviously. Oh yeah. Well, I'm planning a whole Conjuring shoot.
That's right. Yeah, because you got Annabelle now too.
I got Annabelle, so I'm planning a whole I've got Ed and Lorraine that I'm gonna have dress up, as the Vera and Patrick Wilson characters.
Where do you keep your Annabelle?
Where do I keep my?
Come on, you keep it in the bed with you.
Huh? No, in the entryway. Right, like the entryway when you first walk into my house.
I thought you were gonna say,
when you first walk into my home, that's the first thing you're fucking seeing.
Amazing.
So if you're an intruder, it's like, nope, we gotta go.
Amazing. I thought you were gonna be like, no, I keep it in my bed. I sleep with it.
And right next to her is gonna be, because I have the tricycle. I just haven't had. It's being shipped from Russia. I had a Billy made.
Amazing. Amazing.
From Saw.
Amazing. Yeah, dude, you're gonna have fucking decked out house with that kind of shit. I think there's gonna get to a point where you can start charging admission to have an open house to all your shit.
Oh, for sure.
So we're at the scene here where Vera is, or Lorraine, excuse me, is she's trying to get out of the basement, right? But she is,
and Ed's trying to get to her.
Right, and her necklace now is yep. Oh, there they are.
Macca 525. I will show you when I do the shoot. That'll be the reveal.
Super Soul Fried Disco sends in a $20 super chat. Thank you very much, buddy. Says, hey guys, did you watch Lovecraft Country and did you enjoy it? Lovecraft Country? What's that?
I've never even heard of it.
Never heard of it.
Mentioned it now.
No, I don't know what that is. I don't think I enjoyed it because I didn't see it. I like the hair on the girl here that's going up. That's nice.
This is a practical effect too, because I've seen the behind the scenes of them filming this and how they made that. And they did this all practical. I mean, they had like a fishing wire on her or whatever to drag her, but
this is the most sensational we've gotten so far up to this point.
And we're like
an
30
hour
minutes left in the film.
Yes. Think about that. Seeing her being dragged across the ground. Now, is it original? No, I mean, we have seen things like this before, but this was very well, but it feels earned and it feels shocking because we've been watching this movie for nearly 90 minutes, nearly the entire length of the original Halloween. And finally we see something that is, you could perceive as, oh, now it's like full on, right? Like the cat's out of the bag. A girl is being dragged by we don't know what, across the floor over here. Her hair is going up. They're all trying to chase her. This is the most sensational we've seen at this length up to this point. And it doesn't, even though it's not something that we necessarily have never seen before, it feels very original to a degree because it's been earned. And you don't look at this necessarily and go, oh, fuck off, come on, because it's not happening in the first 5 minutes of the movie. It feels legitimate. It feels genuine. It feels earned. I mean, that's what it is. It feels earned. And nearly 90 minutes in. Wow. And if you have strong characters, if you develop those characters and nurture those characters, you can have a slow burn, and you better do that. If your script, if your idea is to have this paced out slow burn where you dangle the carrot, and you build to this crescendo, you better hope your characters are really rich and well developed and interesting, because we're going to be spending a lot of time with them. And if we don't care about them, then we're going to be bored and wishing something was happening on screen. But the best movies that do that, like The Conjuring or Jaws or, The Exorcist or, whatever the case is, the characters are really rich and well developed, that we don't care when there's nothing going on screen, because we're really interested in these characters and we care about these characters, and then the mood and the atmosphere that surrounds it can, fill in, so to speak. So it's great.
Smiling birthday girl Caitlin wants to know, what did you think of the Halloween Kills 2021 trailer?
The teaser that just came out the other day, I liked it. I thought it was fine. It's exactly what I thought it was going to be, and I enjoyed it. I thought it doesn't
much, except I made a little alteration on my Instagram. I didn't like the over dramatic Laurie Strode talking at the beginning, so I muted that.
Okay.
I took the clip of when she's talking to them as a kids.
No, I want you to listen to me. I want you to go down the street to Nick Mackenzie's house. I want you to call the police and send them over here. But I mean, do as I say.
The way I cut it, the way I edit it, for my Instagram, it actually fit. So other than that, I agree with you. After it got past that part of the beginning, and when you actually got into the quick cuts of the teaser, I was like, all right, this looks good.
All right, yeah. I mean, it looks. I mean, it did its job. Right. Yeah. I mean, it's hard to judge it. It's amazing how, listen, it's well put together. It's well cut, but it's in a vacuum. You know what I mean? Like it's so we have no idea. I have no idea whether any of those scenes are going to be good 5 minutes leading up to that moment or 5 minutes after that moment. Who knows? But judging on this, a Halloween Kills teaser trailer, it's got all the ingredients you would want and expect to get Halloween fans excited.
Exactly. Well, that's why I recut it and re-edited it and took that clip of Laurie talking to the kids at the end there, because I thought the significance of that. I'm surprised they didn't toy with that idea because of Tommy coming back and Lindsay coming back. To bring a little bit of that, like I said, that old audio clip, put it into the beginning of the film. And then obviously you see Anthony Michael Hall there with his baseball bat, and you do see Kylie for a quick second, right?
You do, yeah. She's twice.
Running?
She's running across the field,
yeah,
right. And you also see a quick cut of her kind of with a flashlight going like this.
Yeah, so I thought that actually, versus to having Laurie, I thought would have been better to have the dialogue when she's talking to them as kids, because it's coming full circle. Mm-hmm. Because now these kids are going to probably at some point they're all going to cross paths. Yeah.
Well, that dialogue
in this.
Right. Yeah. No, I can see it. That dialogue that is in the Kills teaser is just for the teaser, because I know that. It's just, I was like, it's like a trailer voiceover, because she's saying next Halloween. That's a cool shot. I don't remember this shot. That's really cool. The tracking shot moving towards the stairs as the daughter turns on the lights. I don't remember this. Why don't I know?
Yeah, because now this is when she sees Annabelle and Bathsheba.
I would have gone right up the stairs. Of course, it's probably on.
Jeff, that was probably my. That was probably my story, because I did change the music a little bit.
That shot was so still. That's on a. Oh no! Wait, she's coming right down
to their archive room. Yeah,
I'm just looking. Wait, she's probably going to go to the right. Yeah, I bet you that shot was on dolly track. That's why we're not seeing the floor. Yeah, it was on track, and that's why they didn't go up the stairs. It was too smooth to be on a gimbal or a rig. Actually, it could have been a jib, though. It could have been a jib.
Could have been.
Yeah, could have been a jib. Could have been like a meerkat.
Maca 525, a Chucky shoot one day. I need a really good animatronic Chucky doll, because to just have plain face Chucky, it's not really scary. I need a doll that has movement in its face to create the type of Chucky photos that I would want to create. You know what I mean?
Don't fuck with the Chuck.
Don't fuck with the Chuck.
Don't fuck with the Chuck. Trick or treat, motherfucker. You gonna do a Halloween Resurrection Busta Rhymes shoot?
Never. Unless I get really desperate. Look, the only way I'll ever do a Halloween Busta Rhymes photo shoot is like when I'm 75 years old and I've run out of all ideas to do.
Did you see that? Did you see that there's a? I don't know. Is it from Terra Threads or whatever?
This is when she sees the.
Wait, hang on.
And Annabelle turns her head. This is like the one or only two times Annabelle actually moves.
Yeah.
Which I love. I love the little head turn, which I mean, we know it's Bathsheba turning it, but you don't see Bathsheba turning it. It makes it look like Annabelle's head's turning on her own.
Yes. I forgot about this. The fuck was I saying?
The resurrection.
Oh yeah.
Photo shoot.
Yeah, there's a T-shirt. I don't know if it's Terra Threads. I think somebody's made a T-shirt that's got Michael Myers on it, and it says "Trick or treat, motherfucker," something like that. It's like a resurrection shirt or whatever. Somebody was like, "Dave, you should get this." I'm like, "I'm not gonna get it. If somebody sends it to me, okay, but I'm not."
You kind of should though. I mean, you do the impersonation so well.
Well, I exaggerate. I'm the sincere. He doesn't actually go trick or treat, motherfucker. He doesn't. No, I know
you definitely exaggerated it a little.
He's more like trick or treat, motherfucker. He's like that. That's how he says it.
Yeah.
That chair that hit the wall and broke was CG. I could tell. But it
might have been the only CG that they did in the film.
Maybe. Well, yeah. Well, I bet you not. I bet you there's complimentary CG maybe to the practical effects on her face. But it's not. It's a very
about Bathsheba.
Yeah.
Or Annabelle.
No. Yeah.
Bathsheba.
Yeah. Complimentary, just like little things like But it's. I mean, but for the most part, it's a film of practical effects. And it's well done, and it's like, Poltergeist was like that too. It's dated now too, but it had a slow burn, and you spend a lot of time with those characters, and you get emotionally attached to Carol Ann, and Steven, I think, is the
Robbie.
No, but yeah, he's Robbie, but isn't the dad isn't?
Steven, Craig T. Nelson.
Craig T. Nelson, yeah. Have we watched Poltergeist on here? We did, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, we did.
Yes, we did. We watched Poltergeist in here.
Chat room's having a good time tonight, I think. What do we got in here? We still got...
Tom, I turned that interview off. I got so annoyed that Jamie Lee Curtis and Neve Campbell... does Jamie Lee have to remind us how much she hates horror films, even though she's made a career off of it? That
was a little self-indulgent.
I know Neve Campbell is not a big fan of horror films, but Neve Campbell never, and this is why I love her.
Yeah.
Neve Campbell never comes across, with this pompous attitude about horror films. I think she always feels honored that she's a part of the genre. She got to work with Wes Craven. I love listening to her talk about her experience working with Wes. But I also know she's not a fan of the genre, but she doesn't come across as this snarky sarcasm, and talks down and belittles the genre like the way Jamie Lee Curtis does at time. And 1 minute into the fucking interview that Jamie Lee did with Neve, she's talking about how she hates horror films. She doesn't watch. And it's the same fucking rhetoric. You know what I mean? We know you're not a fan of it, but you became who you are and you have a fan base because of horror films. A little humility can go a long way. That's all I'm saying. And then, yeah, she kept talking over Neve Campbell during the whole interview, and I just fucking turned it off.
Yeah, I did watch it. I watched the whole thing. And I didn't... I mean, I thought it was fine. I thought it was fine. Yeah, it is what it is. I agree with what Tony said, though. Okay, so shit's hitting the fan here. Hey, we are an hour and 31 minutes and 25 seconds into the movie.
She can't leave the house.
She can't leave the house.
This woman's such a good actress. Too.
Oh, she's great. She's selling it, man.
A lot of films.
Look at her. Oh, yeah, she has. She's selling it. Oh, dude, we got to watch The Mist one night, too.
The what?
The Mist.
Yes.
Talking about shocking endings. Look at her face. I love it.
Cobra Dojo, you're right.
She gets pulled
20
back.
20 years from now, she'll be slating this trilogy and starting another one.
That's right. Yeah.
Halloween 80.
See, and now we're getting sensational, but you've earned it. At this point, you're locked in. You've
earned the over the top of her getting tossed around.
Right, and you're invested. Your audience is invested.
The last 20 minutes of the film, yeah.
Yes, you're there. Your audience is invested. I care about this family. I care about these characters. I care about this woman. What the fuck is going on? Holy shit, did you see? Oh my God. It feels mature. It feels more grounded. It's great. It's great. Oh! Look at that cop. It's just fucking waste of time. Did he get shot or something? Doesn't he get shot or gets punched in the face? Oh, he gets bitten. That's right. Oh! I think he should have died. He doesn't die, though, I don't think.
Oh, Don Wilkie, 91. Yeah, I know. She judges parents who show their kids horror films. Yeah.
Yeah, well,
so I always
she
got to
does.
mention that too.
But you know what's funny about that? David Gordon Green co-wrote a children's adaptation of the original Halloween. It's like it's like a fucking book. It's a children's book. He did. I mean, look, I say children's book in quotes because let's face it, it's the child in all of us adults that are going to be buying it. Yeah. It's not like, little, I want that book. Well, I guess if you have a parent that's like that. But I wonder what Jamie Lee Curtis thinks of her so beloved David Gordon Green co-writing a children's Halloween book.
Well, I mean, like, I know the chat saying, like, yeah, she does speak highly of Carpenter and Deborah Hill and the people that she's worked with, but the genre, she doesn't speak highly of the genre. She always talks down on the genre, how she doesn't like it, and not like, okay, we understand that, but understand we as fans are fans of the genre, Halloween, Nightmare on Elm Street, whatever and whatnot, and that's what I mean. Like, you don't need to. Like, if I felt like if I was having a one-on-one with her, I'd almost feel like I was a horrible person for liking horror movies. Right. Whereas with Nev Campbell, I wouldn't feel that way. You know what I mean? Right.
I got you.
I always like that shot, the upside down and flipping it into right side up.
Yes. Yep. Good shot.
I always love that. It's such a cool creative shot. It's a one-shot take, but it's so cool.
Yeah.
It's not one you'd want to do often, but when you can get it into your movie, you know what I mean? It's such a cool, effective shot.
Yeah.
And then they do it again, and in the reverse.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, this is when he does the exorcism.
Yes, I'm going to do the exorcism. You know what's another good movie that I haven't seen in a long time that I saw in the theater? I should watch it. The Exorcism of Emily Rose.
That's such a really, I watched that this past October.
Did you really?
Like watching every horror movie every night for all of October. And I watched it early on. But that's such a good, I would say second to The Exorcist when it comes to exorcism movies. That was well done. I mean, just a well done movie. And it's one that doesn't get talked about. And I would like to watch that with you one night on here.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd be down.
Exorcism of Emily Rose.
Yeah, The Exorcism of Emily Rose. Yeah, I saw that in the theater in 2005 when it came out. So even that movie, and again, that's another movie that I was earned.
Yeah, it was.
Oh, yeah, shit's hitting the fan here. It's crazy. What is going down in the chat room? Are you guys having a good time today? That's nice. Frank Riker, my moderator, says Jamie Lee Curtis's favorite movie is True Lies. She had said it multiple times. I can understand that. I think True Lies it's a good film, but I also think as an actor, it's probably her as an actor, as a professional, it's probably the pinnacle of her career.
It's like what, early 90s, right?
94. Jamie Lee Curtis has never been a leading lady per se.
No, she can't fill seats on her own. She needs to be part of a good ensemble.
Right. I mean, it's not that she hasn't had good movies where she's been a very strong character in them. Them, again, nuance, people. Let's think about this. But generally speaking,
like she's great in Trading Places, the one you just watched.
She's great in that. No, she's great in that. She's great in Freaky Friday. She's great. Sure. Yeah, no, for sure. And she's been great in most everything that she's in. But True Lies was, I mean, that was a bona fide blockbuster. And you're with Arnold Schwarzenegger, and you're being directed by James Cameron, and you have you are a big supporting character in that movie. You are arguably it is starring Arnold Schwarzenegger and Jamie Lee Curtis. I mean, that's like, I think True Lies was the pinnacle of her career, and it's a great movie. So I think that's why she probably, I mean, it is.
Fish Call Wanda. That was, I see the chat. That's a good one. That again, that's an ensemble. That's not just her.
Yeah.
It's a really good ensemble.
Yeah. Absolutely. I love this too here, where there's like blood coming through and all that kind of stuff.
Yep.
All this
and
blood.
You see a little bit of Bathsheba's face coming through the sheet.
Yeah, that's great. Oh, that's nice. Tearing up the floor here. Yeah, because she's in the oh yes.
Oh, that's right. Bill Paxton. I forget. He's in True Lies.
He is. Yeah, he's the
in that.
Greasy car guy or whatever.
84 mentioned that, and I totally forgot he is. He's the douchebag car salesman.
The car salesman.
That
that's right.
Spy.
That's it. Yeah, that's him.
Paxton was awesome, man. Paxton's great in Aliens with an S.
Yes.
Awesome in Twister as well too. That was another good movie.
Yeah. Rest in peace, Bill Paxton.
Titanic. He wasn't a big heavy hitter in Titanic, but he was
in there.
Good as the
here's the levitation.
Dude.
The chair is levitating.
That was practical. I saw how they did that behind the scenes.
Oh yeah, for sure. Would have been rigged. Yeah. Yeah, it's rigged with wires, and then the wires are removed in post. Yeah. Yes. The power of Christ compels you. The power of Christ compels you. Damn me.
We did The Exorcist. No, we didn't do The Exorcist. Did we do? No, we've been saving that.
No, I thought we did do The Exorcist.
Did we? I thought we were saving that for the late fall.
We didn't do The Exorcist?
Because we wanted to wait for it to be late fall.
Maybe we haven't done The Exorcist. Dude, a couple of weeks ago, too, I watched Rosemary's Baby again. Fucking great. Mia Farrow was fantastic in that movie.
Maybe we did do The Exorcist. I don't know.
I thought we did do it. I know we've talked about The Exorcist. I know we've talked about it.
I know that.
Did we watch it? Did we have a Two Dudes where we watched The Exorcist with everybody?
We might have. I have to check.
Oh, that gunshot almost took somebody's fucking head off. Yeah, there's the girl. Found her. Found the girl. Terrell Sims says, yes, you have. Well, I know we've talked about it. Are you sure that we had a watch party where we watched The Exorcist together? That's what I'm asking. That's what I'm asking. Because I know about like a year and a half or so ago, we did a Two Dudes where we sat and we talked about it. That was before we were doing the watch parties.
Oh, I think we did. Yeah, they're saying we did. So we must have.
Okay. Damn me.
Your
mother sucks cocks in hell.
You know what we do need to watch soon? We need to pick up our boy Freddie. I mean, we haven't watched him in a minute.
It's been a microsecond. It has.
It's been a serious microsecond since we've done a Freddie film.
It's been a fucking nanosecond. That's what it is. Shout out to Darren Sands.
Fucking Bathsheba.
Yeah, that's a cool looking creature right there.
It's a fucked up looking creature.
Yep.
It's like that looks like my prom date after 5 shots at prom night.
looks like me every morning. Looks like me every morning when I get up. Holy shit. Blood Red Sky sends in a super chat and says, did you know some people who are fans of Halloween but aren't deep into it? Yeah. Thought Laurie Strode would have 3 kids in H18, Jamie, John, and Karen. Well, no, because they're not related, right? She doesn't need to have Jamie or John because the stories are not related. It wouldn't make sense.
The timelines are Jamie's Lloyd's not connected to even John either.
That's right.
I know fans have tried to tie those two together in the past and making them part of the family tree, but I always like this too, as she has her hand on her head and you see, the clips symbolic, of them as a family. Religious symbolic, the light on her shining.
Yeah,
and all
that's right. That's right. The white light, the positivity. And I love seeing the transformation come down where we see her, but we also see bits of the demon as well.
Right.
Like kind of how we saw earlier. I love that. It's great. Yeah, like the whole ending here, the last 25 minutes of this movie is sensational to the core.
But it's a good payoff.
But it's a great payoff. It feels earned. Yep. It feels earned. There's so many horror movies that like to do this in the first fucking 15 minutes of the movie. And you're like, I'm out.
Pretty much.
I'm out. Like, where do I go from here? If this is what you're going to show me in the first 10 minutes of the movie, where do we go? Come on, slow it down a bit. And then Nancy's mother comes through the door, or Freddie comes through the door and grabs her and pulls her through the door. 1, 2, shame is coming for you.
I think we've done for that series. We've done the first one and the third one. I think we need to do your second one.
I think I did the second one for a Saturday movie night. Have we not done the second one for two dudes?
No, we haven't done the second one yet. We've only done the first two Freddy's.
Fucking.
You know what we should do? We should do Freddy versus Jason. There you go.
Maybe okay. If we can do Freddy versus Jason, if we can just fucking fuck off and tear it apart. Fuck.
Yeah, well, we'll did Resurrection.
Jason.
What the fuck? We might as well do Jason X. Jason Goes to Hell.
Can't fucking stand those movies. Those movies are so bad. They're so bad. They're so bad. We're coming to an end here.
Drink throughout the whole night.
That's it. Oh yeah, yeah. Every time I say "fuck," take a shot. That's what's going to be.
Yeah, I think you're right. The more now in watching this, and I watched Insidious too in October when I was in Charleston for my cousin's wedding. It was on in the hotel that I was staying and had it on that night.
Cool.
And when you're right, when you watch Patrick and Vera together as Ed and Lorraine, they're a team. Right. Whereas when Patrick and Rose are together, she is that typical like not the obnoxious wife because she was great in the movie.
It's just a different dynamic. Yeah, it's a different relationship dynamic. But yeah, no, they're the team here. We did it. We conquered evil. We conquered.
Yeah, Freddy versus Jason would be a good one to spoof on. That would be a fun one to goof on.
And I love that this movie doesn't end on any sort of. Oh no, I guess it kind of does. It kind of does.
Sort of a cliffhanger, but not really. Sort of,
but not really. You could
have done a one and done. Like
you could have, and I know that they have a plethora of things that you can draw from and adapt. But if this had been the only movie, I would have been like, okay, like I would have been cool with it. Yeah. It would have been a great standalone, and it would have been one of those movies you're like, I mean, it still will be because it had such a significant impact. But yeah, Super Soul Fried Disco going hard into the paint again. Boy, some generous super chats in here tonight. I think people are excited to have us back. Dave, show your disappointment with movies that show too much too soon without any slow burn in the voice of Christopher Walken. Come on. I don't know. Well, I don't like movies that are not slow burns. They're too long. I still like them. I like these movies. I hate movies that don't have slow burns. Okay, Christopher Walker. It's Christopher Walker. Christopher Walken. See, young Walken's like, I know, it's right there. But when he gets older, he's like, come on, I know. He's right there.
It's like that come on there was a bit of like a Chris Walken hybrid with Arnold in that.
Like, come on. But Christopher Walken older is like, hello, I'm here now. I'm 70. Whereas young Walken's like, I'm up here. It's right here because I'm young. That's it, ladies and gentlemen. The
now,
Conjuring.
This is the Perrin family. And
that's right. I keep hitting my fucking head.
Now, the house here is white, and it was white growing up.
That's
now
right.
it's not. Now it's like a dark wood color if you go see it now. But when we were younger, growing up in the night, it was a white house. So I like the fact that they kept the White House theme to the movie.
Yep.
And that's one of the Connecticut Daily Campus. That was one of the articles. That's legit.
Very cool.
And we all knew about this. We've all heard about the story of the house and whatnot. But back in the day, it wasn't white, but it was, like I said, it was a white long.
It was almost like, was it a bungalow? Was it one?
No, it's a farmhouse, but it's like, you have to see a photo of it. Like I said, it's just like this long.
I've seen it. I just, okay.
Now it could look like a bungalow, because in essence, because of how they changed the outside exterior.
Right. I got you.
It has that bungalow type feel to it. Of course, now they're showing real pictures of Ed and Lorraine Warren there.
That's them.
The farmhouse. In the area we lived, you could not know about this story and how big this story was. And everyone was skeptical about it. Like I said, I went there, I took photos of it. I never got any weird vibes or anything like that. They went to the cemetery that they're showing here. It's supposed to be a negative, but it's not a negative. They just inverted the photo. Actually, those actually do look like the old micro strips that we used to flip through. That may be the negative from the micro strips.
Maybe.
Remember those things that little things that we would look through and be like, ching.
Oh,
ching.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
100%.
Of course, now that's modern. That's fake because that's not what Annabelle looks like.
Of course. Yeah.
Now that's real. That's inside the Perrin farmhouse.
Mm-hmm.
That's not the Perrin farmhouse. That's the Conjuring house.
Yep.
Which was a great house. It's here in North Carolina. I mean, you kind of know, like when you see houses like this in the Conjuring, they don't have houses like that in New England.
Right.
They've got some Victorian homes, but not really. They're more, they're like almost like old cottage-like homes. Is the best way I can describe it. That's what a lot of houses in Connecticut, Rhode Island, and Massachusetts look like. They definitely don't have many of those big type antebellum plantation type homes up there. Very rarely did you see that.
Right.
In fact, you got more of the like Victorian type homes in Connecticut and Rhode Island, like the Myers house in Halloween 5, which as a house itself, those are
great
homes, but
it's
for
great.
Fucking Halloween, no.
Exactly. Yep. No, it's great. All right. We'll stick with you for a few minutes here. Let me see.
We had a late start.
Cobra Dojo sends in a £5 super chat, says, I know I sound like a jumpy record, but you guys have to watch Dead End with Ray Weiss. It's a Christmas horror movie, loads of mood atmosphere. I've never heard of it. Dead End? I think I actually have heard of it. Tabitha Short sends in her Etsy shop. Yes, our great moderator Tabitha Short here has opened up her own Etsy shop. If you guys want to check it out, she got some pretty cool things over there. Thanks for sharing that again.
Some candles going there.
Yeah.
They have to get a candle or two from you, Tabitha.
There you go. Thank you, Tabitha. Check that out if you guys feel like it. Holidays are coming up. Some good gifts over there. Good gift ideas. Zach Axiola says, where Last Jedi probably gets worse for you over time. Have your thoughts on the rise of Skywalker changed for better or worse nearly a year later? No. No, I think it's a better movie than The Last Jedi. I think J.J. Abrams, I don't want to say he's a better director than Rian Johnson, because I actually think Rian Johnson is a terrific filmmaker. But
outside of Star Wars, he's great. He's done some good shit.
But J.J. Abrams, because he set the ground with The Force Awakens, and there's a certain energy to it and a certain pacing to it, The Rise of Skywalker has that. But like I said, The Rise of Skywalker was only going to be what it could be because of the middle chapter. It couldn't be anything else. People say it feels like two movies in one. Well, yes, it's because it essentially is. It feels, rushed. Yep. Because it was, and I was saying all of this before the movie even came out. I just knew that there's only so much he could do. I don't think it's an amazing film, but I walked away going, yeah, that's pretty much all you could do after the garbage that was TLJ, because TLJ goes nowhere. It goes nowhere. It's like, and you've heard me say this, The Force Awakens is the first act. And then Rian Johnson, comes in and says, I don't like that. I'm going to do this. And The Last Jedi almost acts like another first act. So it's like you get two first acts, and it's like, well, where's the and now you need this movie to kind of go, okay, well, here's second and third act. They should have done 2 movies, 9 and 10. And I know it gets away from the formula, but if they had done 2 movies, you would have had time to justify Palpatine being back, give some breathing room there so it doesn't feel shoehorned in. You would have had, you would have ended The Rise of Skywalker with the discovery, spoiler alert, that Rey is a Palpatine. Like, that's where you would have ended it. And then the third one, you go on. No. But you know what I mean?
Actually wasn't bad.
No, you strike me down with all of your hatred and your journey towards my penis. Skywalker.
That's pretty good. But
for
that's
a non-voice dude.
but that's what it. Yeah. So I watched it today. I think I watched it about 4 or 5 months ago. It's the last time I watched it, and I felt the same way. What actually makes me angry is I feel, and again, I speak only for myself because I know there are real hatred for the sequel films. But when I watch it, it makes me feel sad in a way, because I think there is good in these sequel films. And even in The Last Jedi, there's some good things in there. There's some good moments. There's some good ideas. And it makes me feel sad because, there's a good trilogy here somewhere. It just got totally derailed. And it's like, what the fuck? You know, like there was some interesting ideas and interesting plot points but yeah, no, I like I will always watch The Rise of Skywalker over The Last Jedi. I probably will never watch The Last Jedi ever again. I mean, maybe if it's on TV or something and I catch it.
I'll stick to watching my Revenge of the Sith.
Yes,
and I will always watch the originals. Obviously, far more. Reese Wilson sends in a generous super chat, Australian dollars. Reese, great to see you in here, my man. Great supporter of the channel. Reese, and a great supporter of It's Me, Billy, as well. Reese says, for the channel, you guys should do The Burbs. Oh, yes, at some point. Revisit it again recently.
Hanks,
it's such a classic.
Feldman.
Corey Feldman, right. Yep. Oh, I love The Burbs. I love The Burbs. Carrie Fisher's in that as well. Plays Tom Hanks'. Carrie Fisher looks great in that movie. Yeah, she looks great. She was so pretty. The Burbs is a funny movie. I like The Burbs a lot, actually. I like The Burbs a lot. Warren Armour says, I saw Unhinged again in theaters. So good. I want to see that.
I want to see that too. That's the Russell Crowe movie, right?
Russell Crowe. Yep. I want to see that.
That looks good.
Definitely want to see
You know what
that.
else looks really good? And I think it comes out this week, but I don't think, our theaters still haven't fucking opened. Well, selective theaters have opened around the area. But like, I don't know. I'm waiting now for everything digital, but it's the Diane Keaton and Kevin Costner flick. Him something or whatever. I don't know. It just looks really
it just
good.
Came out. Yes.
It's like it's either coming out or just came out.
Yes.
I can't remember the name of it, but that looked really fucking good.
Yes. I agree. When you said Diane Keaton Diane Keaton?
Did I see the right actress?
Is it Diane Lane?
Diane Lane. Thank you. Diane Lane. Thank you. I said Diane Keaton by mistake. My bad. Diane Lane.
Diane Lane.
Kevin Costner.
Great. Frank Riker, Frank the Tank Riker, ladies and gentlemen. What do I got in here? Frank the Tank. Maybe Frank the Tank. Do I have anything? Do I have all my shit on here? I had to rearrange things. Yeah, I have all my shit on here.
Fuck you, man. Come on.
Okay.
Come on.
Yeah, Frank Riker for the sexy MFers in the chat. Thank you so much, Frank. You are amazing. Amazing. He is. DreedMem77 sends in a generous super chat and says, Dave, Tony, do you worry when buying either movies or music digitally that the platform you buy it on will go out of business and you'll no longer have access to the content, therefore, essentially throwing your money away? Well, I don't buy a lot of music, and I don't buy movies digitally. I still buy them. I still buy physical media.
I can't imagine Spotify going away.
Yeah.
That's such a cemented platform. Plus, I still collect vinyl. So vinyl, and vinyl's obviously made a huge comeback. Apple, which is where I buy my movie, you're talking Apple would have to have a total collapse here, and I just don't see that happening in my lifetime.
Yeah. I don't know. I continue to look. I know that digital is the way it's going, and eventually physical media will go away. Now, what do I mean by that? I don't mean that. Listen, you can still buy vinyl, but I mean that the studios will eventually stop producing and releasing their titles on physical media. It's not going to happen today. It's not going to happen tomorrow. It's not going to be next year. It may not even be in the next 5 years, but it will eventually happen. Everything is going online. If you said to me 15 years ago that there was going to be this site called Amazon, I could literally buy almost anything I want and have it delivered to my door like the next day, I'd be like, no, come on, I gotta go. Well, here we are. It's going to happen. It's inevitable. It's just, these things take time. I still like physical media because obviously it's the era I grew up in. Not that, Tony, we're the same age, obviously, but for me personally, I like that and this isn't a word, but you'll understand what I mean. I like the tangibility of it. I like buying it.
You like feel the physical. You like touching it.
Exactly.
Like I do with vinyl,
Right, exactly.
It feels, I like digital movies, but I get my music on
exactly.
vinyl.
It feels real to me. I feel like I'm holding it in my hand. I feel like I own it. I've purchased it. I can smell it. And I love, and again, I understand that they're saving money, but I miss the days when DVDs and Blu-rays too, but obviously it used to come with like booklets and shit, and used to open up, used to all the. I miss that stuff. That's exactly. I miss that shit.
Well, I still buy books. You know what I mean? I like holding a book, and like I know people get their Kindles and you know, all that shit, but I tried to do a Kindle thing. And I was like, I can't do this. I need a book in my hand to read. You know what I mean?
Yep. Totally. No, I get it. I totally get it.
By the way, if you get a chance, get this book, guys. It's called Evil Serial Killers. Yeah, I love reading about serial killers.
Yeah.
And it's just a whole collection of different serial killers. Short stories, kind of giving the killer highlights and what they did, and fucked up dudes out there,
Very
man.
Cool. Very cool.
Is it fucked up that I read that shit though?
No, I don't think so. Are you kidding? Are you kidding? I just watched. I watched that documentary on Netflix with
which one? There's so many of them.
The Chris Watts one.
I haven't seen that one. That's on my to watch list. Is it good?
Dude.
Is that the dude who kills his wife that lives out in Colorado?
Yes. Here's the thing.
I did see that one.
What I'm about to say is rhetorical because I understand. But it's like, how do you get to a point in a relationship?
I know where you're going with
Listen,
that, though.
We've all been in bad relationships. We've all made decisions that we shouldn't have made. You know, we've ended up with people we shouldn't have been with. We've gotten into fights with, you know, whatever the case is, right? How do you get to a point where you are presumably in love with this individual? You're marrying them, the happiest day of your life. Let's just, for the sake of argument, let's say that the guy that he's just as in love, and like a few years later, you're murdering him her, and
your children,
your 4 and 2-year-old girls. Like, and whoa. And then you do it. You dispose of her body in a shallow grave by your work. You dump your children, and I don't believe that they were alive, by the way. I don't believe his fucking story that he put. No, I think he killed them. I actually think the kids may have been dead before she even got home. Yeah, when she got home at 2 a.m, when her friend dropped her off.
That's my gut. That is my fucking gut feeling.
I think the kids were already dead.
Found her kids dead, and then he offed his wife.
I think the kids were already dead. I think they were. I don't believe that he took them out there and put a sheet over their head. Daddy, what are you doing? Are you kidding? What? I'm like and then shoved him into the anyway. Fucking insane. And how do you? Like, I don't listen. I mean, we've all been in relationships. We've been in, I'm in a relationship now, of course. We don't always agree or, whatever, or, things like that. But are you kidding me? Like, you take somebody's life? It's like,
man.
I know, dude, the world is full of them. The world is full of them. But it's just so like, and then he murders them. He's not counting on her friend. Her friend was like on the fucking ball.
She knew right from the get-go something's off.
He probably thought he had a few days. to get organized. He murders them at like 4 a.m, and at 12 o'clock in the afternoon the next day, he's coming. I bet you that drive home, he's going, that fucking son of a bitch. You know what I mean? Like, I just murdered them 5 hours ago, and now I have to deal with the police. Like, he didn't even have time to get his story straight or to figure out what the fuck he was going to do, right? Yeah. And he comes home and, oh my God, I can't imagine.
The moment he walked up, I was like, this motherfucker is guilty as fuck.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah. It's Maca 525, makes a good point too. What's sick is women finding that sexy. Yeah, because I think he's got a girlfriend now in prison. But that's not unprecedented. Look, there are a lot of, there's something, I forget what it's called now, but there is something.
Charles Manson got married to a chick.
Yeah, it happens. It happens. It's a whole thing. It's a whole other realm. Yeah, we should do a fucking show on that one night. Not on that specific, but on the.
It'd be cool to talk about that, Zodiac.
Yeah.
Get into that as well too.
I agree.
Jack the Ripper. There's a whole lot of stuff that we can get into, like deep hardcore with that shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is a good. It's like I said, it's a so far so good. Anyways, from what I've read, I'm up to who do I got tonight that I'm reading? John Wayne Gacy.
Dude, there's another fucking guy that's just
real
insane.
life it.
Oh my God, yeah. Super
real
chat.
Pennywise, I should say.
Super chat from David Coe. David Coe says, thank you, buddy. $14.99 says, it's almost time to watch Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. I watched it last month in celebration of our Thanksgiving up here in Canada. In honor of that, it's the same thing, by the way. For those of you that may not know, Canada just happens to celebrate Thanksgiving on the second Monday in October instead of the last Thursday in November, but it's the exact same thing. We have turkey, we have stuffing, we have mashed potatoes, family get-togethers, stuff yourselves, can't walk for a week. It's I'm thankful. It's the same fucking thing, just in October.
Did you guys have rules up there? Because they're starting to mandate rules down here.
Oh yeah. No, we did. I just meant in general, it's the same thing. But yeah, no, we did.
So like you could only go to the house for so long. Yeah, we're gonna break those fucking rules here in Georgia.
Yeah.
I can tell you that right now.
I was just in downtown today doing some Black Friday spots for Staples, and so they're recording them now. And Black Friday is still like 3 weeks away, or 4 weeks away, or whatever. So we're still.
But like, did they tell you could only be with your family for so long, and then you had to go home and all that bullshit?
Oh yeah. Well, it was that, and it was more that you know only your immediate family. So the people in your house are the only people that you could celebrate with. You couldn't have people over.
We're so breaking that rule.
Yeah, well, everybody's breaking it. David Coe says, yeah, it's almost time to watch Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. In honor of that, I'm wondering, what are your guys' worst traveling experiences? Love the show, guys. Thank you very much, David. Worst traveling experiences. Well, I got to admit, I'm not much of a globetrotter. So I'll just tell a funny story that came to my mind. And this isn't a bad experience or anything. But I remember when I was a kid and I was, my parents were divorced and I lived in Ottawa and my mom lived in Toronto, and I took the train. It's about a 4.5 hour train ride. I took the train from Ottawa to Toronto, and this is when I was about, 12 or 13. And I remember and this is when food on the train was free. It's not free anymore. They were wheeling the cart down the middle of the aisle, and they wanted to know if I want something to eat. I'm riding by myself. I'm old enough to do that, right? My mom's going to pick me up right at the station, and so I but I ask for a ham and cheese sandwich on a croissant or something, or a bun. And so I'm trying to get it open. Now it's in this bag, right? Because it's prepackaged, right? And it's in this bag, and I'm trying to open it, and I can't open it, and I'm trying to open it, and everybody else is opening theirs. I'm like, what the fuck? So I just took one big, gigantic pull, and I open it up. The bun flew 4 rows ahead of me and bounced off some guy's head. And the ham and cheese landed on somebody's lap in 1 row up on somebody's lap. And I'm sitting there. Of course, I'm a 12-year-old kid, and I'm like embarrassed and mortified.
Planes, Trains, Automobiles.
Yes, exactly. I mean, that's not a bad experience. I guess bad, but I mean, I've never really had a bad experience. But like I said, I'm not a globetrotting, globetrotter.
Yeah,
so I haven't done
anything like when I've traveled for client shoots. It's never been bad.
Yeah, same.
Or visiting family. I mean, recently, when I drove back from South Carolina that night, the hurricane was coming through.
Right.
So I was driving through a lot of that. So that was that. I mean, but that's like a 4-hour drive. So I don't know if that even counts. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
I get you.
It was just shitty weather. You know what I mean? So like, but yeah, no, I've never. Anytime that I've actually physically have traveled out of state, like far away for like client stuff, I always look forward to it. It's fun. Yep. I can't think of anything bad. No,
same. And when I've been on a plane, I mean, I've never had a flight cancel. I might have had a flight delayed once or something.
I've had it delayed, but yeah. I mean, it is what it is.
But like Tony and I we're not big travelers. So I'm sure if we traveled a lot more, we'd have a lot more, you'd run into a lot more issues. Let's see here. Matthew Arnold sends in a $4.99 super chat. Thank you, Matthew. Hey, D&T, today is my birthday too. Loved watching one of my favorite horror flicks with you guys. Good way to spend the afternoon. Must be you must be behind us there a little bit. Fantastic. Well, happy birthday to you, Matthew, and thank you very much for tuning in. Really appreciate the support, man.
Thanks, Matt. Appreciate it. Happy birthday.
Yeah. Matthew Ferresi sends in a $5 super chat and says, Ted Bundy has a daughter somewhere. He got married in court.
That's right.
Yeah, he does. That's right. God almighty. It's so sick. Super Soul Fried Disco going hard in the paint again. He says, hyperstophilia? Is that how you say that?
Yeah, hyperstophilia.
Hyperstophilia. Yes.
Mumbled that together, but yeah.
Yeah. Is the sexual attraction towards killers. Now that's what it is. Well, thank you very much. Thank you very much. I will have to
learn something new every day.
Learn something new. Yeah, I knew there's a, well, and of course there's also the what's the name of the syndrome where you become attracted to your captor or something. It's not that. It's something else. Forgetting what it is too. It's fascinating stuff. All in, of course, in the psychological realm. So it's fascinating stuff. Okay, we'll go for another 5 minutes. Take this thing to 10 o'clock, and then we'll call it a day because we've already been on here for 2.5 hours.
D&T. Besides Halloween season, what is your favorite time of year to watch movies?
I don't have a favorite time of year.
I just enjoy movies in general.
Yeah,
you know
same.
what I mean? Like for example, last night I don't know, it just, and for whatever reason, I just was in a mood. I watched Moneyball, Brad Pitt, good flick.
Oh yeah, yep, good flick. Yep.
And ended up closing it out with another sort of Brad Pitt film, The Big Short, another Adam McKay. Really, really, really good film.
Mm-hmm.
I like Adam McKay's directing style in The Big Short. If you haven't seen it, it's about the 2008 housing market crash and whatnot here in the States. I don't know how that affected you guys up in Canada.
Oh yeah, same. Yep,
yeah,
same.
But yeah, you know, like I love watching movies. I mean, yes, obviously it's more fun to watch horror films during, and like for me, I keep the season going even past Halloween. Like I do a transition in my house from Halloween decor to autumn, harvest, Thanksgiving decor. Like Thanksgiving's second on my list for actually favorite holidays. It goes Halloween, Thanksgiving, New Year's Eve, Christmas, 4th of July.
Right.
You know, I'm not a big Christmassy person. I like Christmas. New Year's Eve, you know, you're getting into the new year. Yes. And something really cool about that. Obviously, in Thanksgiving, I love eating good food. I love that holiday. And I love everything about the harvest and the harvest season. So I always keep that like kind of Halloween vibe going, even past October 31st. You know, especially in my home, I will like wait till the last fucking minute to put up Christmas shit.
I like Christmas. I would say that, well, I don't have a time of year to watch movies. Obviously this time of year is, you know, Halloween's my favorite time of year. I'm a Christmas guy. I like Christmas. There's a nostalgia there to it because of my parents.
You're a holly jolly kind of guy.
I'm a holly jolly. It's a holly jolly Davy. It's the best time of the year. I just think Christmas has become so commercialized. That's why. Yeah, of course. That's,
you know what I mean? I think that's what's rubbed me because like what happens is Halloween comes and you bypass Thanksgiving. It's all fucking Christmas. And
Agreed.
Like, no, I hate
Agreed.
that shit.
And people are saying Stockholm syndrome. That's right. That's what I was thinking of. That's correct. You are correct.
When the chick is attracted to the
capper. The kidnapper. That's right. That's right. That is correct. Let's see. We got a minute left. What do we got here? Corey Snyder says Halloween all year round for me. Dalton B says my family thinks I'm weird because I watch Black Christmas around Christmas time. Do either of you like the Trick or Treat movie?
Oh yeah,
Trick or Treat. Yeah,
about a week or two ago.
Yeah, I haven't seen it in a while, but yes. And Black Christmas. Well, yeah. Come on. Hello. And hopefully next Christmas you'll throw in It's Me Billy in there. Like you got to watch Black Christmas, and then you got to watch the follow-up.
Which, by the way, we did Black Christmas last year for Christmas, so I'm thinking we need to do Die Hard. We need to do Die Hard.
It's not a Christmas movie. It's not a Christmas movie.
It is a Christmas movie.
It's not a Christmas movie. It's not a Christmas movie.
Happy Trails, Hans.
Yeah, that's right. Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
We should do Die Hard.
Oh, please, no.
We need to.
Please don't. No, please. Remember when he's like...
Oh, yeah.
He's trying to pretend he's one of the people there. All right, folks, listen, that's going to do it for Tony and I here on episode, what is it, episode 89 Episode 89 of Two Dudes and Some Bullshit. I want to thank my moderators, of course, Frank Riker, Tabitha Short, and Darren Sands for doing what you do. Mendel Goodman comes in with one last one and says, do you remember your first car? I do. It was a 1992 Cavalier.
Mine was a 79 Camaro.
There you go. There you go. You really appreciate all the very generous super chats that came in tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for that and supporting the channel on that level. And thank you, of course, to the non-super chats. Tony and I, at least so far, so good. We'll be back next Monday night at 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I will be back tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time for episode 19, 20 of McRae Live, something like that. Anyway, Tony, any last things you want to say?
You're going to be watching the shit show going down here tomorrow, Dave?
Oh, there is a shit show going down.
It's gonna be a fun day here tomorrow, boys and girls. Woo!
I will be watching with bated breath. I will be my American brothers and sisters, stay safe. I don't care who you're voting for. I don't care who you want to win. But for the love of God, please stay safe.
Just accept it and be peaceful, and let's just move on.
Just be safe and don't kill anybody, please. All right, folks, that'll do it for us. In the meantime and in between time, we will talk to you guys soon. Cheers.